Okay, picture this. A century ago, spiritual energy just dropped out of nowhere, triggering an insane evolution. We're talking animals turning into absolute juggernauts or literal elemental weapons like fire-breathing parrots. And humanity, we did what we do best, turned it into influencer careers with millions of followers. Pop-up ads are literally out here trying to sell you magic pets for a cool 100 grand. But our guy Lin Yuan, he could not care less. He's just scrolling through totally useless life hacks. Meanwhile, his cat is having an absolute heat stroke meltdown. This furry little dude named Genius, he officially decides Lin Yuan's leg is the source of all his miserable heat problems. His genius solution, scale our boy's face for maximum ventilation. Lin Yuan's expression says it all. He is totally unamused by this sheer disrespect. Giving up, Genius makes a desperate dash up the window to finally catch a breeze. Lin Yuan just sighs, casually reminding him to take his meds. And just like that, poof, the cat is completely out of the house. Mission instantly accomplished. Which brings us back to our protagonist, an 18-year-old shop owner just trying to survive. But he feels totally cut off from this entire magical society. Why? Because he hasn't sensed a drop of spiritual energy since childhood. Right now, he and Genius are stressing over a dying plant, a bottom-tier spiritual creature so utterly useless, it's basically just fancy grass. And let me tell you, in this ruthless society, absolutely nobody wastes a single second or dime on bottom-tier trash. Speaking of trash tiers, Genius's entire species hasn't evolved once in a century. Then a tiny bird drops off Lin Yuan's medicine, a rare wholesome moment in their shop. Lin Yuan's constitution is so insanely fragile that simply forming a contract with a low-tier beast left him completely dizzy for half a month. While he sits around moping, Genius is having a full-blown existential crisis over the completely empty streets. They're empty because it's crazy early. But then a vendor starts shouting, drawing in a mother and daughter who just happen to be holding a super premium calico cat. So Genius immediately flips the switch, putting on his absolute best customer service salesman act to welcome them. Only for that snobby rival cat to call him bargain bin trash with terrible fur. Oh, Burn Genius is absolutely fuming, literally challenging the rich cat to rock, paper, scissors. Lin Yuan actually has to scoop his angry furball up, pointing out one hilarious fatal flaw in his battle plan. Dude, you don't have fingers. With the shop officially closed for a walk, Genius only has one single thing on his mind right now: braised pork. Lin Yuan's version of a pep talk, reassuring Genius it's totally fine that he's dumb and incredibly cheap. Yeah, that immediately makes the cat bawl his eyes out. While our boy wishes he could just feel spiritual energy again, the little bird suddenly shrieks, "Look out, a massive, heavily armored pig is charging right at them." And Genius, his single-cell brain, instantly translates this terrifying monster into 50 tons of wild, free braised pork appearing out of thin air. Lin Yuan yanks him back by the scruff, absolutely screaming at him for literally trying to die for a decent dinner. Because this beast is out for blood. And wait, aren't these pigs supposed to be completely harmless? Now they're in a dead sprint, desperately trying to outrun this walking tank. But then total disaster. He trips, going down hard on the concrete, clutching Genius tight to his chest. And get this, his tiny useless pets actually square up to defend him. Genius is literally screaming, "Bring it on, braised pork." Barely holding on to consciousness, Lin Yuan fights the pain, begging his friends to just run. And then, a blinding white flash. He's suddenly somewhere else entirely. His eyes snap wide open. But hold on, something is radically different about him now. Deep in his mind, a mysterious glowing copper ring materializes. It triggers a buried memory, losing that exact ring as a kid right after accidentally bleeding on it. And just like that, bam. He remembers exactly how it felt to command spiritual energy all those years ago. The connection is back. Snapping back to reality, he forces himself off the pavement. Genius is overjoyed he's awake, which is great, except that Massive Pig is about to flatten them into a pancake. But then, a golden bracelet materializes right out of thin air onto Lin Yuan's wrist, pulsing with an impossibly intense light, and his eyes blazing with a crazy new power. A system interface pops up, the pig, level 3 monster, his pets, literally level 0. Riding this absolute adrenaline high, he uses his new insight and screams for Genius to dodge a brutal strike coming from the right. Even with the heads up, the cat barely dodges in time. The power gap here is just massive. Lin Yuan furiously glares at his glowing bracelet. He's literally demanding more power for his contracted beasts, right as the tiny bird bravely dives in front of Genius to take the hit. Wait. He suddenly notices the bird is radiating that exact same golden energy. This insane accessory is literally forcing his pets to evolve mid-battle. The armored pig lets out an earth-shattering roar, clearly not a fan of this sudden underdog plot twist. And Genius, he fires back with a supercharged battle shriek of his own, but Lin Yuan knows screaming won't win this. He needs a weak point and fast. His pets freeze in absolute terror as the monstrous pig rears back, bringing its massive hoof down for the final kill. Lin Yuan's master plan, tell the bird to sing. Any note doesn't matter, just make it deafening. The little guy unleashes an absolute sonic boom of pure, unfiltered noise. And honestly, Lin Yuan is just incredibly thankful his 400-plus sparring sessions built up his tolerance for this ear-bleeding torture. The pig is officially triggered by the world's absolute worst concert, completely turning its massive head in annoyance. While the bird realizes, oh crap, I'm just bait so the cat can breathe. With his new tactical vision locked in, Lin Yuan screams the order. Sound, go for the eyes. And that little bird, totally fearless. A suicide mission it proudly accepts. But suddenly, the old attacks completely fail. It's stuck mid-air, super confused, and right then Lin Yuan's mental energy totally bottoms out. Absolute worst timing. He hits the dirt, gripping that bracelet tight, practically praying for one last power drop. Boom, the energy surges straight back into sound, giving it a massive second wind. The bird fires off a barrage of glowing feather blades straight at the boar's ugly mug. Bullseye, both eyes. Lin Yuan gives the go-ahead. And genius, our little cat goes full shadow demon mode. He launches at the monster, slashing down a brutal claw strike right on the pig's snout. Direct hit. Dust everywhere. The beast actually turns tail and sprints away. Genius is dizzy but celebrating, and Lin Yuan thinks they actually just secured the win, until his pets shriek his name in pure panic. That pig wasn't running away at all, it was just backing up for round 2. As that massive hoof drops, 2 bystanders watch, totally baffled by this giant silent boar. One girl's eyes practically pop out. She spots something familiar in the madness, a distinct blue feather pinned right into the charging pig. She instantly tells her partner she's going after Lin Yuan, meaning old Li has to deal with this entire mess, calling out his glowing-eyed battle bunny. Meanwhile, Lin Yuan is floating back in that weird white void. And it finally clicks, this place is the origin of his brand new power. The golden bracelet on his wrist, it's the ultimate cheat code. A personal pocket dimension, literally his own private internal space. He stares at the glowing gear, finally putting the puzzle pieces together. Then bam, a system screen pops up showing off its insane data analysis and mental stabilization abilities. But wait, look at this exclusive trait. Something like this absolutely shouldn't exist on standard gear. This thing can literally evolve his low-tier pets. An absolute game changer. But here's the catch. Leveling up beasts costs big money, and our guy is completely broke. Whatever, he brushes it off. Just feeling spiritual energy again is a massive win. Suddenly a panicked voice breaks his focus. His neighbor is out there worried to death. Snapping back to reality, he wakes up to his pets frantically smacking him in the face. He calmly tells them he's okay, comforting a traumatized genius. Looks like he's stuck in a hospital bed with his neighbor and a doctor hovering nearby. His neighbor, Auntie Zhang, lets him know he's been knocked out for 10 solid hours. Lin Yuan nods for the checkup but definitely keeps his super bracelet hidden. The doc starts using a crazy rare healing fish on him, visibly amazed by its unique abilities. Once he gets a clean bill of health, the doctor bolts. Gotta get home to his angry wife. Right on cue, dinner arrives via Bunny Express, delivered by old Li's little combat pet. Auntie Zhang passes the food with a classic, "You better be grateful" speech. But Lin Yuan just smiles in genius. He's drooling over that braised pork. Auntie Zhang strokes the delivery bunny, mentioning its stats are completely unreadable. But Lin Yuan's system vision catches everything. 2 exclusive traits. This is definitely no ordinary rabbit. Fast forward, he's out of the ward and trying to jog but looks ready to drop dead immediately. Slumping against a wall, he realizes his body is way too frail for combat. Just then, Auntie Zhang and Uncle Li in his wheelchair roll past, so he instantly plays it cool, flexing his total noodle arms like everything is perfectly fine. But his bracelet vision flashes, showing Uncle Li's leg is decaying from a platinum-tier curse. And the culprit, gross little parasites from a king-tier beast dug deep inside the bone. Oh man, Uncle Li is actually a hidden powerhouse just masking his strength to heal. Lin Yuan waves them away, insisting he's good. His brain is spinning. They've done so much for him, and now he might finally have the power to pay them back. Arriving back at his shop, Lin Yuan steps inside, completely fired up and ready. He notices his little potted plant actually upgraded to elite tier overnight. Then it finally clicks. His spiritual energy isn't leaking. His pets are just absorbing it to evolve. Eyes practically glowing, he decides to test this insane cheat on a healing plant ready for an upgrade. The experiment is a massive success. That basic plant, now a premium elite grade healer. Our boy is already seeing dollar signs, realizing the price just multiplied by 10. He sprints upstairs, screaming for his pets to check out the miracle. Sound is already fluttering around, proving they totally leveled up. And Genius strikes a proud pose. His brand new intelligence skill, memorizing 30 pieces of braised pork. What an absolute scholar. Sound flexes its newly upgraded singing voice, a clear and massive threat to eardrums everywhere. With literal dollar signs in his eyes, Lin Yuan goes crazy over his cheat ability. He's about to be filthy rich. But then, the reality hits him like a freight train. This is way bigger than just making quick cash. Evolving these spiritual creatures, it's supposed to be practically impossible, requiring mountains of ultra-rare materials. Even dumping a fortune into premium potions usually results in a failed gamble. But our guy, he just breathes and bam, evolution guaranteed, no luck needed. Panic sets in. If the wrong people discover this broken ability, he'd be hunted down and tossed straight onto a dissection table. Fists clenched, he makes a choice. The best disguise, hiding in plain sight as a legit creation master. Snapping back to reality, Genius reminds him about priority number 1, family. He grabs his phone immediately to check on his little sister, Little CI. He plays it incredibly smooth, bragging that he feels amazing and is even doing yard work. A total health flex. Her reaction, pure, unfiltered panic. She instantly shifts into maximum overprotective sister mode, screaming that his body can't handle the strain. Lin Yuan just laughs it off, telling her to stop stressing and focus on her studies. She mumbles an okay, but yeah, you can totally hear the doubt in her voice. Back at her academy, Little CI makes a silent promise to protect him. She's sitting through a heavy lecture about contracting your first spirit beast. Her instructor hammers it in your personal energy matters. Pick a mismatched beast and you're basically asking for permanent mental damage. Little CI absorbs every word, knowing her elite combat class demands absolutely flawless synergy. As the bell rings and students clear out, the teacher pulls Little C aside for a serious one-on-one. She completely goes off on her for throwing away top-tier talent on a garbage-level pet. Little CI just stares at the floor, totally torn up. Meanwhile, our boy Lin Yuan finishes his absolute masterpiece. 3 fully evolved plants, his golden ticket to paying for his sister's future. Right on cue, an unknown number pops up on his screen. Perfect timing for a buyer, right? He picks up ready to negotiate with this huge, confident grin. Nope, it's the academy teacher absolutely roasting him alive for letting his sister contract a garbage-tier beetle. His eyes practically bulge out of his head. A gray armored beetle, literally the most pathetic bug in existence. The instructor keeps firing away, dropping a massive bomb. Little CI awakened an ultra-rare defensive talent. Swallowing his pride, Lin Yuan promises to buy her a worthy beast. The only problem that requires 100,000 coins. The clock is ticking. He dives straight back into the grind, ready to mass-produce high-end plants to secure the bag, heading out to find buyers. After pulling a brutal all-nighter, channeling pure energy, the guy looks like an absolute zombie, but he feels victorious. Time to hit the beast market, keeping things strictly under the radar. But Genius forces his way along, claiming he's some mastermind negotiator. Yeah, right. Their taxi pulls up a slick carriage dragged by an insanely massive horse-type spirit beast. The cat completely loses his mind over the missing engine getting a crash course in modern transport. The driver tells them to hold on, and boom, they launch forward. The beast's hooves smash against the road, moving ridiculously fast. Lin Yuan fights for his life, holding on while Genius absolutely loves the adrenaline rush. The driver starts chatting them up, warning that the market is chaotic today. Why? Because a dimensional rift just tore open right outside city limits. It spit out an endless swarm of alien bugs, forcing the city guards to step in. That name drop makes Lin Yuan freeze, flashing back to his own recent run-in. The guy mentions the rift hit near a breeding facility, meaning the market is flooded with heavily discounted injured beasts right now. Click. Everything makes sense. Lin Yuan and Genius finally realize where that crazy rampaging pig came from. The driver tells them to hunt for cheap finds in the chaotic stalls. And you know our guy, he absolutely loves a good bargain. Stepping into the bustling market, Lin Yuan is locked in. Genius wastes zero time straight up asking what their max budget is for a defense beast. The reality check, a devastating 100,000 coins, and they don't even have 20% of that kind of cash. Plan B. He sets up a quick stall to flip his plants, instantly getting hit with lowball offers. He can literally feel his insane affinity for nature types, watching his plants hum with raw energy. But hold up. Genius spots a target, practically dragging Lin Yuan over. Their first option, A, beast rocking a terrifying 80,000 coin price tag. So the cat goes full ruthless businessman, aggressively haggling the poor vendor down to 20,000. Lin Yuan instantly shuts him down, making the cat absolutely furious. He whispers that they're just scanning the area. Trust the process, he has a master plan. Using his system vision, he scans the area. A bonsai turtle, way too sluggish. That shadow armadillo, just an overpriced, useless roly-poly. Running out of choices, Genius whines about going back for the rabbit. But Lin Yuan's eyes lock onto a bizarrely fluffy option at the final stall. He scans the ramhorn sheep. Its elite skills, soft fur and sleepy dust. Truly terrifying power. So what does our Genius do? He casually offers an insane 100,000 coins for it. The vendor gets so incredibly suspicious he actually calls his wife. While the guy admits it's only worth 50,000, Genius starts furiously lecturing Lin Yuan on basic market economics. But this guy, he shoots back a ridiculous new price of 120,000. Absolute robbery. Our boy just deflates. He's cornered. For his sister's sake, he'll have to cough up the crazy cash. But wait. He catches a whisper the first vendor has damaged beasts in the back. Cue the ultimate money-saving lightbulb moment. The seller makes it clear they aren't food, sold as is. Basically a massive gamble that could completely ruin any buyer. The crowd laughs. Only a loaded creation master could afford those healing bills, but our boy, he steps right up. Let's see them. Why the confidence? Because unlike these guys, he's rocking a literal cheat code right on his wrist. Enter Brother Yang. With a seriously sketchy grin, he leads the way back, revealing 2 web-spraying spiders that are basically knocking on death's door, and honestly, they smell like it too. His system scan locks in. Elite tier, amazing right, except their insides are literally becoming outsides. Gross. But our guy just grins. He doesn't see dying bugs, he sees the ultimate bargain. Time to barter. He pitches a trade instantly, mainly because his wallet contains absolutely nothing but lint. Yang shuts that down fast. He doesn't want garbage from some broke kid. But then, our protagonist casually drops the absolute magic words, elite green radishes. Boom. Suddenly this vendor is all ears. He demands to know exactly how good these miracle veggies are. While chewing on the offer, Yang reveals his final battered creature, a rocky bull. And instantly, Lin Yuan's eyes go wide with pure hype. The ultimate defensive beast for his sister Yang is completely lost, wondering why this kid is fanboying over a monster that can barely stand. Going all in, he throws down an insane offer, 200,000 just for the injured bull. Red flags pop up for Yang. Is this kid secretly backed by a high-level creation master? With absolute swagger, Lin Yuan guarantees those radishes are top tier. That does it. The deal is struck. Yang eagerly agrees and starts breaking down his entire booth. Next up, he whips out a premium Fey containment box to pack the beasts, tossing the ultra-advanced cube straight into our hero's hands. Think of this cube as a personal pocket dimension. It makes giant monsters totally weightless for travel. Cue genius whining about never getting cool gear like this. Lin Yuan just sighs, explaining the harsh reality of budgets. The massive beaten bull gets sucked straight into the item box, prepping for a brand new destiny. Meanwhile, Genius is absolutely geeking out over the spatial technology. Yang completely ruins the mood though. He casually mentions the bull is totally doomed anyway. So our boy scans Yang's personal ride, a seriously terrifying poison lizard. The vendor shoves the scaly beast right in his face, desperately wanting some praise. And our guy loves it. He's studying every detail, thrilled to get a point-blank look at a legit bronze-tier Fey. Seeing the kid drop real beast knowledge, it makes Yang confident that betting on him was actually a genius move. Suddenly, a rival vendor starts yelling at him, absolutely hating his chaotic sales vibe. Apparently that giant lizard is terrifying all the cute little pets nearby, a total menace to the entire market. Deal's done. To celebrate, Yang offers our boy an escort home on his custom lizard ride. Boom, the beast launches like a literal rocket, dripping with pure intimidation. Lin Yuan, hanging on for dear life, screaming his lungs out the whole way. They pull up at his shop, the massive lizard sniffing the front door like a giant deadly puppy. Our hero tries to act tough, hiding the fact his soul just left his body. Genius, looking completely ready to throw up. Walking inside, Yang is super skeptical. This rundown shack, no way a high-level creation master actually lives here. He glares at the kid, getting ready to expose the whole scam. But then, he spots the shelves loaded with glowing top-tier magical plants. His jaw literally hits the floor. The quality absolutely blows Yang's mind. Absolute treasures. He snaps a leaf to check, and yep, bursting with pure, potent energy. The real deal. His brain is spinning. How did this kid secure a creation master without trading some legendary loot first? Lin Yuan flashes a confident smirk. Satisfied, oh definitely. Yang instantly switches modes, it's time to talk serious business. Here's the crazy offer. 100 pots. 33,000 coins each. Hearing those exact numbers, Genius's little feline brain just completely short-circuits. That is life-changing cash. Smirking like a boss, our protagonist locks it in. He really needs that energy anyway. Now Yang is certain. This kid isn't some random nobody. He's totally a hidden young master. He asks how long for the massive order. 7 days, Lin Yuan answers cool as ice. And Yang, the guy literally starts crying. He thinks he just won the cosmic lottery. Such a professional reaction. Deal sealed. Our boy confidently tells the weeping merchant to just bring the cash upon delivery. The lizard rides away, and now, the real grind starts. Stepping into the yard, he stares down his brand new patient, a massive, totally wrecked monster bull. Classic Genius starts stressing out instantly over how much this giant beast will eat. But Lin Yuan dives right in, channeling pure healing power straight into the wounded animal. His hand glows, white-hot, pouring raw life force directly into the creature's thick hide. Then he decides to just push the limits and see what this system can really do. Boom! Pure power completely erupts from his palm. The bull lights up like a beacon, roaring with newfound life, catching our hero totally off guard. A blinding gold barrier suddenly wraps around the bull. Lin Yuan's eyes widen, it is pushing for a bronze-tier evolution. so he channels his energy totally ready to help his new partner shatter that evolutionary ceiling together. Crack! The crystal wall fractures under intense pressure. Then boom, it shatters completely, unleashing a massive shockwave of awakened power. The dust clears and yeah, he totally nailed it. The system screen pops up, bronze tier tank achieved. Absolute beast mode. But wait, a choice of exclusive traits flashes on screen, a completely unexpected, seriously awesome bonus. He sits down to analyze the options and honestly, it is tough. Trekking gets skipped instantly, a meat shield does not need cardio. Scale skin, decent for defense, but he wants something crazier. Then he sees pain absorption, taking damage to heal. Now we are talking. It is basically a broken infinite healing cheat. He pictures his sister walking around with an unkillable bodyguard, making the choice a total no-brainer. Skill locked. This bull just became the ultimate meat shield, and Lin Yuan is looking like a seriously proud parent right now. Though Genius just playfully roasts the whole beauty and the beast vibe, our guy could not care less. His sister's safety is priority number one. He claps back, reminding Genius that he is technically a beast too, and honestly fair point. Plus, check this out, evolving the bull actually boosted his own spiritual energy. Higher tier evolution equals a massive power kickback for himself. Genius practically melts into a sweaty puddle, stressing over how they will even transport this absolute giant unit. But Lin Yuan just smirks, whipping out his phone. He has already booked an elite high-speed flying delivery. A gigantic bird swoops down against the orange sunset. Yep, Genius is about to experience his very first flight. Meanwhile, over at the ultra-luxurious Radiance Moon Palace, someone is busy gathering incredibly rare materials. A city lord and his companion watch a tiny spirit brew an intense potion, dropping a weird crystal right into the glowing green sludge. The final glowing ingredient drops in, followed by a single bead of blood. Instantly, a terrifying wave of raw energy explodes, shoving both lords backward. Right on cue, the legendary Moon Empress arrives to oversee this ritual. The city lord looks incredibly relieved she is here. He eagerly brings forward his massive striped beast, totally hyped for its major power upgrade. With a casual flick of her wrist, the Empress forces the potion right into the monster. It instantly drops, thrashing on the ground in pure agony. She coldly notes it is just evolving while the Lord practically worships the ground she walks on. The beast's face rapidly morphs, exploding with a thick white mane before unleashing a deafening roar as its epic new form locks in. Meanwhile, the Empress's personal pet rabbit just stares, looking ridiculously unimpressed by the flex. Because this huge, terrifying new beast, it is currently whimpering like a giant over-leveled puppy. The Empress ignores all the groveling. She brings up the upcoming Creation Master exam, and the Lord instantly senses she is about to rewrite the rulebook. She drops a new fast-track rule. Crush level 1 quickly, and you skip straight to level 2. He bows, absolutely ready to broadcast the change, but her trusted aide questions it. The recent talent pool has been painfully average. The Empress admits it is personal. 2 rivals just took disciples and she is feeling massive FOMO. Her aide gasps this entire exam reform is literally just her personal talent scouting operation. Then the Moon Empress lays down absolute law. The City Lord must lock down the dimensional rifts, 0 excuses allowed. Back to Lin Yuan, his luxury flight is basically a roller coaster inside a hurricane. The pilot casually asks if he is good, while our boy desperately fights off extreme motion sickness. The guy just endlessly chats, bragging about his own unruly beast. Cut to back home where Genius is throwing an absolutely epic tantrum about being left behind. Lin Yuan tries playing it cool, swearing he will bring him next time but looking completely wrecked. The pilot finally announces they are approaching jokingly, warning him not to fear the drop. And wow, what a view. Gorgeous moonlit mountains stretching forever. Our guy is instantly captivated, his stomach issues completely forgotten. But suddenly, a strange intense energy pulses through his mind. He just sensed a will rune. Quick lore drop, these runes are raw elemental essence. Lin Yuan instantly feels the connection, recognizing this one, commands mountains and rivers. The pilot checks his status again, prompting Lin Yuan to ask about the remaining ETA. Finding out the dude slowed down out of pity, delaying them until dawn, Lin Yuan grits his teeth and yells to floor it. The guy has a strict schedule to keep. Morning hits and we cut to a high school campus. Students, including a girl named Chu-Chi, are completely lost. Why on earth did combat practice start early? Her friend drops the details. It is an intense new accelerated program hunting for elite prodigies. The instructor shouts the brutal rules. Contract a spirit beast, then immediately fight the seniors. Her friend is totally panicking over battling third years with just a basic armored beetle. Chu-Chi just looks dead serious, fiercely gripping her tiny beetle. So check out our supposed champion, a literal tiny pink bug. Yeah, seriously. Meanwhile, the other arena matches are an absolute joke. Picture a massive raging boar just hunting down a terrified little squirrel. The ref calls the match. That squirrel literally ran for its life, handing the senior a default win. Such amazing skill, right? Her classmate states the obvious, this match is a total one-sided slaughter. But hey, she still fiercely cheers on our girl Chu-Chi. With that absolute joke of a match done, the announcer calls the next round, and up steps her opponent, some senior rocking a terrible haircut and way too much confidence. Whispers erupt in the crowd about his powerful connections while they brutally mock the pet of Chuchi as a complete and total failure. But get this, we hear his thoughts. This arrogant jerk is aiming for the legendary Moon Empress apprenticeship, using these freshmen as absolute cannon fodder. He immediately crosses the line, mocking Chuchi for being broke and blaming her family for wasting her potential. Absolute trash personality. But Chuchi stands her ground. Our girl is fiercely determined to fight even with just her tiny armored bug. Zero hesitation. She marches straight into the arena, totally prepared. Wait, hold up. Her teacher suddenly sprints over, dragging this bizarre spotted dog on a leash. She desperately begs Chuchi to use this grade D mutt instead, just trying to save her from absolute embarrassment. But right then, a massive, terrifying shadow swallows the entire arena as something absolutely gigantic plunges down from the sky. Boom, Lin Yuan makes his epic hero entrance, leaving a stunned Chuchi to whisper brother. Our guy lands smooth as ice, instantly handing his sister a brand new Fae. He just smiles, telling her to trust him. The teacher, totally panicking, she still pushes that weird spotted dog as the safer choice. Meanwhile, the arrogant senior is practically crying with laughter at this pathetic last-minute family drama. Lin Yuan stays ice cold. He casually tells his sister any Fae will work, completely ignoring the mocking peanut gallery. The senior scoffs, bragging that whatever she summons is dead meat. Then he unleashes his bronze-tier Power King Beetle, an absolute terrifying monster of a bug. This seriously panics the teacher, who immediately recognizes the terrifying raw physical strength of that massive beetle. Chuchi is absolutely speechless, begging to know how her brother could possibly afford a legendary bronze-tier Fae. His response, a gentle, reassuring head pat. He just tells her to focus on winning. Resolve solid as steel, she fiercely presses the button on that mysterious Fae containment box. She refuses to let her brother down. Boom, a blinding light flashes, locking in their soul contract instantly. And stepping out of the glow, a massive, heavily armored iron bull that literally drops the jaws of everyone watching. Her arrogant opponent just laughs loudly, calling it a super expensive but entirely useless show. But Chuchi fiercely jumps onto her new armored partner, completely ready to prove him wrong. The teacher instantly geeks out, recognizing it as an incredibly rare defensive-type bull. The iron beast charges forward like a freight train, but wait. The beetle easily blocks the heavy impact without even flinching. Cue the villain gloating. The senior violently brags about his offensive power before his beetle counters. It unleashes a brutal horn ram, slamming the bull so hard that Chuchi literally has to channel her own spiritual energy just to keep them grounded. That instant spiritual backup actually shocks the arrogant senior. He grudgingly admits she possesses some seriously impressive talent. Her panicked teacher, however, totally assumes that direct attack was a terribly reckless rookie mistake. Lin Yuan, however, clearly sees the move as a brilliant tactical probe of the enemy defenses. Suddenly, the heavy bull starts rapidly running circles around the beetle, a speed tactic from a massive tank that literally makes zero sense. The arrogant senior just violently scoffs, genuinely thinking he is some unbeatable master strategist. His giant beetle just mercilessly wails on the defending bull. Meanwhile, the bull is secretly communicating telepathically with Chuchi, eyes glowing red. The arrogant guy drops a classic villain monologue before ordering his massive bug to brutally body slam the bull with an earth-shattering crash. Chuchi fiercely braces for impact, clearly feeling the devastating raw force of that brutal blow. The crowd absolutely erupts, hyping up the legendary one-hit kill power of that killer beetle. Even the teacher is completely losing her mind, screaming that Chuchi fighting back is just totally hopelessly futile. The teacher feels certain the bull will be brutally crushed by this totally unfair assault. But Lin Yuan, our boy, is just standing there completely unbothered and chilling. This was exactly his plan. And right at that perfect moment, Chuchi fiercely gives the ultimate countersignal. She screams that the time is now, instantly activating the exclusive hidden trait of the bull, pain absorption. Boom, every brutal wound on the bull literally just vanishes, leaving the entire audience completely baffled. But the teacher recognizes this ultra-rare broken skill and her mind is absolutely blown. Our boy is just beaming with absolute pride, heavily impressed by the razor-sharp battlefield instincts of his sister. The senior bully, however, is absolutely furious. He angrily calls it a tougher punching bag, ordering even more brutal attacks. So the heavy bull just firmly stands there, tanking hit after hit without losing any steam. The result, the entire student body is left completely staring in absolute stunned silence. Her panicked teacher starts wildly yelling at Lin Yuan for choosing a beast with zero counters, but our guy just smiles smoothly, telling her to fully trust the plan. Completely losing his patience, the furious senior angrily orders his beetle to go for the final blow, using absolute maximum force. Boom! It fires a massive energy beam straight at the unmoving bull. But right then, Chuchi unleashes her own epic counter, fiercely commanding the bull to use Rockhorn. This unexpected move has the teacher wondering if that is even legal, while Lin Yuan simply smirks. The arrogant bully totally loses it, screaming about dirty tricks and desperately ordering his beast to push through. The bug physically shatters the rocks, glowing intensely with pure, untamed rage energy. Completely unfazed, Chu-Chi fiercely orders another charge, meeting the devastating attack head-on. Boom! The two beasts clash in an absolutely earth-shattering impact. The smoke clears and the crowd, completely stunned. That iron bull actually held its ground. The crowd is totally baffled. How are they suddenly evenly matched? Enter the teacher with the tactical breakdown. That beetle's reckless attacks, literally tearing its own body apart. Basically calling it a fragile glass cannon trying to punch a literal tank. But Lin Yuan, he called this early. A pure burst damage build is totally useless if it can't win instantly. Right then, the beetle slips up. A total rookie mistake that just looks lucky. Nope, the teacher shuts that down fast. It's just terrible center of gravity. Seriously, read a textbook sometime. The senior bully, having a complete meltdown right now, cursing the heavens for his own terrible strategy. Meanwhile, his poor beetle just stares totally clueless. Its master is completely losing his mind. Then the bull makes its move. A clean parry throws the beetle completely off balance. And just like that, the mighty Power King beetle goes flying helplessly into the air. The teacher instantly panics, screaming for Chu-Chi to dodge. But Chu-Chi ice in her veins. She calmly orders her bull to set the final trap. Smash! The beetle face plants directly into a rock pillar. An absolutely brutal, graceful defeat. Game over. The beetle is completely knocked out cold. And that bully's stunned face right now, a pure, priceless work of art. Chu-Chi takes the massive win, and the first-year students absolutely erupt. Even her teacher is full-on fangirling now, completely obsessed with that brilliant rock-flipping strategy. In this incredibly sweet moment, Chu-Chi just collapses right into her brother's arms. But that heartwarming hug immediately turns into a full interrogation. She demands to know exactly where he got all that cash. Lin Yuan just smiles warmly. He promises her his health is fine, and business is absolutely booming. Then the teacher drops a massive bombshell, an invite to the prodigy preliminaries. She excitedly explains this is the absolute fast track to the national stage. A life-changing opportunity for Chu-Chi. So our boy respectfully thanks her, promising to cover every expense while Chu-Chi gets the day off to celebrate. As for that screaming dog, the teacher happily adopts it on the spot. Problem solved, I guess. That night, Chu-Chi remains super suspicious, so Lin Yuan reminds her about his newly awakened spiritual senses. Then he shows her his actual bank balance. The sheer amount of zeros completely fries her brain. With her worries gone, he tells her to just focus on school while he preps for his massive exam. They decide to celebrate the absolute right way with hot pot. Just two siblings enjoying a win. Meanwhile, the teacher is severely regretting her life choices. That new dog is being incredibly loud. Cut back to our boy. A massive black bird speeds through the night sky, carrying him home. Up there in the clouds, Lin Yuan deeply reflects on his future goals. He's got a ridiculously tough exam coming up. It means buying a literal mountain of study books, a massive job he's 100% outsourcing to his super smart cat Genius. Looking back, it hits him. Chu-Chi's incredibly stable energy was the absolute foundation of her crazy victory today. But leveling his own power is a massive problem. That special trait of Mobius is just draining way too much energy right now. This massive power drain means he's basically stuck back at square one. Suddenly, his ride home hits ludicrous speed, nearly throwing him straight off. Turns out, his beast taxi driver is absolutely terrified of getting a bad one-star review for being late, leaving his poor flying bird mount completely gassed from the frantic sprint. The frantic driver flashes a huge thumbs up, insisting everything is fine, while his poor Fei looks completely dead. Back home, Lin Yuan looks at his massive delivery haul and realizes online shopping is definitely safer. He bursts through the front door, ready to greet his pets. And they are absolutely thrilled. Well, thrilled and a little salty. He was gone all day. Sound immediately dive-bombs him for a massive hug. But while he cuddles Sound Genius, the cat sits there radiating pure, unfiltered jealousy. He tries to pet the moody furball, but Genius verbally demands the right to be intensely angry for 2 whole days. A legally binding contract, apparently. Lin Yuan just smirks. He was completely prepared for this exact level of feline pettiness, instantly pulling out a premium apology snack just for the cat. And boom, that anger instantly evaporates at the delicious smell. So much for principles. Now the cat is drooling while Sound aggressively squawks, demanding its own treat. So he hands the little bird its own special potted plant treat. With his chaotic pets happily munching away, Lin Yuan finally rolls up his sleeves to sort deliveries. Soon he finds himself completely surrounded by an absolute forest of potted plants. Sound points out one plant that looks completely different from the rest. And tucked inside, he discovers a handwritten note. It's a buy 100, get 1 free promo from the seller. He scans the stats on this freebie flower and holy jackpot, it's a jasmine lily. The absolute perfect healing support type for him. He holds up the gently glowing pot, getting absolutely hyped over his brand new healing fae. Telling his little pets to stay put, he heads upstairs for some serious plant bonding time. Alone in his room, our boy takes a deep breath and rolls up his sleeves, ready for work. He activates his exclusive skill, Spirit Lock, pouring raw energy straight into the little succulent. He's still absolutely exhausted, but he's pushing through. No backing out now. Then flash, blinding light fills the room and the soul contract is instantly locked in. And the best part, zero mental drain this time, which means he can absolutely power level this thing to the moon. Fast forward 1 hour. The plant hits Elite Grade 1 and Lin Yuan collapses, completely wiped out. But this insane success, it has him thinking hard about his mysterious gear, Mobius. Bam, a new system screen pops up. Mobius just leveled up, unlocking some completely insane new skills. Massive power surges right out of him. The bracelet glows and bam, he gets yanked straight into its inner pocket dimension, which by the way, just totally doubled in size. Then a deep mysterious voice echoes his name from the absolute void. Our boy just smiles. He knows that voice. He apologizes for keeping Mobius waiting. Time to learn how this works. Look, taming magical beasts usually drains your mental energy completely. But Lin Yuan, his unique trait forces Mobius to pay that cost, totally breaking the normal system rules. The ultimate catch, for 10 solid years this broken power kept him unbelievably weak, basically useless. And honestly, he admits he is still miles away from peak physical condition. Gotta love the self-awareness. Anyway, back in the spirit space, he asks his talking bracelet what happens next. Mobius flashes into its spirit form, casually mentioning it used to be an elite grade existence. It confirms this hidden dimension is his own personal cheat room. Lin Yuan points at a random pool, super confused. Why zero magical energy? It is literally just ordinary water. Our protagonist stares at it, completely baffled by this useless puddle. Then Mobius drops that classic ancient philosophy, water attracts wealth. His brain, broken. Just to test it out, he chucks a cheap energy stone into the water. Instantly, that cheap stone starts leaking pure, high-tier spiritual energy. His system guide reveals this space has 100% energy efficiency. Outside impossible. This massive revelation leaves Lin Yuan literally shaking with hype. The ultimate cheat code training zone. But then harsh reality slaps him hard. Running this insane setup will cost an absolute fortune. Plus time is up. Mobius can only hold this physical form for 30 minutes a day anyway. Fading away, the spirit actually apologizes. Crippling him for 10 years was never the plan. Lin Yuan just smiles it off. Those brutal years actually built his unbreakable perspective. Pumped with fresh hope, he knows his epic journey is just starting. Knuckles cracked, he stands ready to dominate any challenge, only to be instantly knocked out by the ultimate unstoppable final boss, extreme sleep deprivation. Morning rolls around. He is back on the grind, looking like a total zombie while nursing his plants. Meanwhile, his pets are literally clocking in with genius, managing all the online shopping. Our guy spends hours just flooding his energy straight into his brand new army of succulents. He finally looks up, completely shocked. Wait, where did the entire day just go? Exhausted, he walks in to find his pets, totally hogging his bed. He gently tucks them in, quietly muttering about needing way more spiritual evolution materials. Then, back to the ultimate grind. He quietly shuts the bedroom door behind him. That intense training totally pays off, letting him rescue a dying spider fae. Jump to 7 days later. This incredibly stressed out dude walks straight into the shop. His name is Young Minkai and he is literally praying for a massive miracle here. He desperately needs 100 elite tier plants, an almost impossible order. Looking around, the guy is already bracing for absolute soul-crushing failure. Instead, he just gets Lin Yuan, standing there with this incredibly calm, friendly smile. Yang was honestly begging for just 30 pots, anything to save his new base. But then he looks up. An entire room packed with flawlessly cultivated glowing succulents. His jaw literally hits the floor. Lin Yuan just casually confirms the entire order is finished. The man completely breaks down. He grabs Lin Yuan's hands, bawling his eyes out. Wiping away tears, he offers to pay literally any price. But our boy, he honors the original deal. That crazy act of kindness triggers another massive crying fit. He found his destined savior. Yang leans in way too close, aggressively agreeing to the terms. Yeah, Lin Yuan is definitely getting weirded out now. Precious plants completely secured, the sobbing customer finally runs off to start his ultimate dream base. Lin Yuan just laughs. This whole creation master job really seems to make people ridiculously happy. Staring at the bare shelves, it is restock time. He asks Genius about the Star Web registration. But then smash, a loud crash upstairs makes him sprint, praying his house is okay. He dashes upstairs only to find Genius leveled up. And the cat, having an absolute existential crisis over becoming too fluffy. Our protagonist just scoops him up, hyping his newly elite tier cat. Of course, the arrogant fluffball claims it wasn't leveling up, just his natural raw genius finally kicking in. With memory capacity boosted 5 times over, Genius is totally ready for some hardcore internet surfing. After receiving an adorable, confident little cat salute, Lin Yuan suddenly remembers his other magical pet. Oh boy. Just in time to hear Sound having an absolute panic-inducing meltdown. The poor bird thinks it is literally shrinking. But nope, another massive level up. Checking the stats, it just evolved into a wind-type combatant. Honestly, huge surprise right there. That is when Genius casually pulls out the evidence. Turns out, they were running secret combat tests. Apparently, they have been aggressively testing Sound's brand new spike attack against a wooden plank. For the live demonstration, Genius bravely volunteers to hold the target. Lin Yuan is terrified. But the cat, bursting with ridiculously misplaced confidence in the little bird's aim, whoosh, a massive volley of spikes completely misses the target, nearly decapitating poor Genius. Yeah, so much for deadly accuracy. Calming down his completely terrified cat, Lin Yuan pivots to testing the next ability, Turbulence. And oh boy, Sound unleashes an absolute hurricane of a vortex, completely obliterating the target, Lin Yuan, stunned by that raw, terrifying power. Yeah, it is official. A true combat beast. Right on cue, another massive delivery drops, stacking up their workload. The courier even asks about testing his personal skills, but honestly, Lin Yuan is way too worried about his exhausted little bird right now. Tucking the completely drained Sound into bed, he turns to Genius. Its turn is next, and let me tell you, this cat is literally vibrating with hype, ready for absolutely anything. The first mission on the board. Feeding those 2 newly rescued web spring spiders. Genius tries stepping up, only to freeze in pure absolute terror. Do not bite me. Lin Yuan is practically dying of laughter here, realizing that being terrified of spiders, a universal experience. But playtime is over. He gets dead serious, activating his powers for a major level up. Instantly, both spiders flare up with totally unique auras. A clear sign they are breaking through. Moving faster than the eye can track, they start frantically spinning webs, sealing themselves up in thick cocoons for an evolutionary leap. 2 hours pass, the shells crack, boom, they emerge with insanely different buffs, one packing lethal poison, the other loaded with super sticky thread. Our guy is absolutely buzzing with these results. Mission accomplished. Now time to finally dive into launching their brand new online storefront. But Genius drops a bombshell, saving the biggest responsibility for Lin Yuan, naming the actual shop. So our boy furiously types cooking up a brand. The result, you will not lose out Shop. A name so ridiculously cheesy his cat is dying of embarrassment. Hardware locked and loaded. They prep the system for a test run, kicking things off by scanning their star web card to connect. The slick visual effects earn a nod of respect from Lin Yuan, who jumps straight into logging his entire stash of glowing flora. Up next, the star attractions. But these newly upgraded spiders try making a fast break for freedom, forcing Lin Yuan to ambush them with the scanner. Flash Lin Yuan is beamed straight into the star web, with Genius quickly explaining this is not your average e-commerce site. Jaws on the floor. He is staring at a colossal virtual property, literally a physical location forged entirely out of pure data. But why is it so incredibly empty, Genius? Just deadpans, cosmetic upgrades, cost premium currency. Absolutely brutal. Our guy messes with floating menus while his cat throws absolute shade at capitalism. Choosing exploration over instant bankruptcy, he hits the travel button. Boom, they are dropped into a packed virtual plaza, and Genius instantly warns him to stay close. The feline spots a local furniture outlet, and Lin Yuan figures, hey, why not check out the inventory? Walking in, they are welcomed by an automated clerk. Genius. Highly suspicious. I mean, it is literally just a chatty metal box. Showing total confidence, Lin Yuan demands a few display racks and a gigantic 15-meter checkout counter. Flash, the gear instantly manifests, looking ridiculously premium for his current wallet. That price tag, though, triggers an instant panic attack. He swears he could just craft it himself. Completely humbled, he awkwardly asks for their cheapest chairs, just so clients have a place to sit. But even a basic wooden stool, astronomical pricing, and the robot coldly confirms zero haggling allowed here. Lin Yuan sighs. You just cannot negotiate with code. Meanwhile, Genius just pouts on his shoulder. Since interior design is a bust, they hit the bookstore to grab texts for his Creation Master exam. Facing infinite shelves, he totally dumps the research duty onto Genius. The attendant lists a massive curriculum. Genius crunches the numbers they need, exactly 327 books. Swiping his data chip to pay, he signs a strict non-disclosure agreement for the knowledge. Meanwhile, his cat is already speed reading. Errands complete. Lin Yuan thinks having an automated assistant would be seriously cool for their business, and boom, teleported straight back to their barren shop, loaded with fresh knowledge. Flash customer number 1 materializes. It is a girl wearing a ridiculous bee-themed hat and carrying way too much sass. Playing it smooth, Lin Yuan apologizes for not having an AI butler, but she is not playing around, cutting straight to business, demanding the price tag for his spiders. Hold up. Our boy completely short circuits. Wait, did she seriously just address him as Mr.? Oh, it gets worse. She upgrades the disrespect to Uncle Genius is literally dying of laughter on the floor. Trying to recover his dignity, Lin Yuan presents the sticky web variant, then dramatically reveals the massive poison type. The result scares her so badly she literally falls backward. And as she tumbles, that bee hat flies right off, revealing she is completely totally bald. Yikes, big mistake. Lin Yuan is fighting demons right now, trying his absolute hardest not to say boiled egg while keeping it professional. But Genius Zero Filter, the cat just screams it out. That absolute roast sends this poor girl crashing into a massive shame spiral. Lin Yuan immediately snatches his chaotic cat by the neck, demanding a very swift apology. Taking a deep breath, she collects herself. Squaring up, she fiercely defends herself, explaining the baldness is just some temporary poison backlash from a wild spider bite. Not that the cat feels bad at all. Changing the subject, he asks if she is actually into spider-type beasts. Suddenly, she grips his arm with an absolutely terrifying level of desperate intensity. Plot twist, she completely despises them, making this purchase super confusing. The real issue, a totally mismatched beast, affinity. Spiders only. Talk about a brutal limitation, right? But for Lin Yuan, he instantly sees the absolute goldmine of evolution paths here. And getting stung basically unlocked the VIP rich kid treatment for her. Our boy just smirks, remembering how he literally told her to go hide in a ditch. Hold on, he snaps back to reality. This is actual paying business. Not that she's impressed. She straight up rejects his current evolved beasts as way too weak. What she actually wants, a beast with absolute top-tier crowd control. Our guy is lost. Then she drops it. Transparent webs, super rare trait. Translation, she's filthy rich. Suddenly it clicks with his crazy cheat abilities, he could completely pull this off. He drops a confident offer to custom build epic tier beasts. She's not buying it though, straight up calling him a sketchy pretty boy scammer. Cue the internal screaming. Lin Yuan takes a breath, convincing himself he's just acting out of pure kindness. So he plays the ultimate reverse card. Go shop elsewhere, he says, turning away. Panic mode activated, she instantly grabs onto his shirt. Does he actually have a method? She's absolutely desperate now, but he plays total ice. The tables have completely turned. Now she's basically begging for his contact info to lock this deal in. Hook, line, and sinker. Loving this victory, he tells her to visit his shop. She quickly apologizes, admitting an empty store screams red flags and promises zero haggling. Deal secured. They swap their glowing star web cards, but wait, she instantly bursts out laughing at his username. Yeah, he is absolutely not amused. Oh, he claps back instantly, mocking her handle right back. Her jaw drops. How dare he insult a paying VIP? Typical banter ensues. Who actually holds the power here, the crafter or the walking wallet? Huffing in annoyance, she finally wires over the down payment and storms out. Lin Yuan glances at his screen and freezes. The sheer amount of zeros, mind-blowing. His cat genius instantly starts fantasizing about shiny new speakers. Slow down, buddy, that cash is firmly locked in escrow. And just like that, bam, their funds totally tank. A single Radiance coin gone just to buy the starter bugs. Genius is literally having a meltdown over going broke so fast. But Lin Yuan, cool as a cucumber. His cheat-level evolution powers make this massive gamble a guaranteed win. Running on fumes financially, he breaks the bad news to a pouting genius, no robot assistant yet. He stays upbeat though, betting everything on that boiled egg client to bring the cash. The smart cat just trots off to mess around. Don't worry, Lin Yuan promises he's about to make serious bank shortly. Totally hyped, our boy dips into a private room. Time to chat with his system spirit about a massive personal upgrade. Stepping into this crazy fog-filled mental realm, he calls out to Morbius. He needs expert advice on his next contracted beast. Boom. The glowing entity manifests, dropping hard truths. True strength is the only way to earn real money. Message received. Lin Yuan is burning with determination to level up. He finally pitches the idea he's been sitting on for days. The grand reveal, a spirit siphon goldfish. Honestly, sounds kinda pathetic. But wait, Morbius actually agrees to the plan with zero pushback. Lin Yuan is completely caught off guard. Okay, there is one massive catch. Evolving this specific pet, it's going to devour 10 times the standard energy cost. Here's the twist, he picked it just to heal Morbius's damaged mental power. Legitimately moved by the kid's loyalty, the spirit leaves the final choice to him. Logging right back into Star Web, Lin Yuan dives in to hunt down his new pet. Thousands of shops load up, but it's all trash tier garbage. He doesn't want basic, he needs elite quality. Skipping the filler, he filters straight to the luxury vendor tier. Bam. He drops into a jaw-dropping digital aquarium that is absolute perfection. Inside, he instantly takes notes. Oh yeah, he is absolutely stealing these slick design concepts. The boss logs in to greet him. Thank God an actual human and not some generic NPC. No small talk, he demands the spirit siphon goldfish immediately. She shows off the main tank. There it is, a single elite tier specimen carrying an absolutely terrifying price tag. Holy sticker shock. Basic models here actually cost way more than his fully upgraded combat bugs. Sister Shin, the owner, lays it out. These fish are basically impossible to evolve, so nobody buys them. She backs off, letting him make the ultimate call. Eyes locked, he analyzes every detail, hunting for the ultimate jackpot, a hidden dragon bloodline. His brain is already calculating how to abuse his spirit space to mass-produce these bad boys. And after all that intense scanning, he picks the absolute dumbest-looking fish available. Perfect target acquired. With his pet chosen, he remembers he needs to test exactly how much energy his cheat zone handles. So completely deadpan, he asks for raw energy ore. Just a casual 2,000 Jin for starters. Sister Shin literally stops breathing in shock. Jaws completely dropped. Lin Yuan doesn't even blink, wallet ready, while she silently freaks out over his mysterious crazy tycoon status. Smelling the money, she immediately pivots, trying to upsell some incredibly rare butterfly shells for his new tank. And boom. One transaction later, his massive new fortune is instantly vaporized down to 0 radiance coins. Absolutely blown away, she practically forces her star web contact on him. She knows a whale when she sees one already plotting his next massive shopping spree. This shop owner, total pro. Lin Yuan just smiles, telling her those low-grade energy ores are exactly what he needs right now. But inside, he knows buying this kind of bulk basically screams massive fey breeding operation. Sensing a total whale, she immediately upgrades him to VIP status. The best perk, getting him heavily injured fey on demand. Okay, now you've got his attention. She promises delivery in 3 weeks, which honestly lines up perfectly with his master financial strategy. Before heading out, he stops. Why is a top-tier shop like this completely dead today? She just points at the screen. Everyone is glued to a massive tournament. And not just any tournament, the Radiance 100, the absolute peak fighters. Business handled. He waves goodbye while she double-checks all those juicy delivery details. Our guy instantly hops online for tickets. Only the ultra-expensive VIP seats are left. Doesn't matter. He's going. It's the ultimate chance to study the pros, to see the actual power gap. Flash, he teleports straight into this massive glowing arena, the crowd absolutely screaming for their champions. And yet our protagonist is already out of breath, complaining about climbing stairs in a virtual reality classic, but the crowd is totally throwing him off. Wait, why are they cheering for both sides at the exact same time? Then boom, a familiar face right there in the VIP section. It's his very first client, Cloudstream. She catches his eye, total shock behind those binoculars. Next thing you know, she zeroes right in on his face, loudly calling him uncle all over again. He casually asks who she's rooting for. Her answer, she'll be thrilled, no matter which side takes the win. Lin Yuan, playing it cool as always, just smirks. Oh yeah, totally, he feels the exact same way. She's hyped, they're vibing. Meanwhile, he's internally sweating, praying she doesn't figure out he has absolutely zero clue who is actually fighting down there. Cue the super awkward silence. She immediately gets defensive, crossing her arms, while Lin Yuan just hits her with that knowing smirk. So, she shoves her binoculars at him, telling him to actually watch the match. He takes them, realizing she's surprisingly sweet under that whole tsundere attitude. Looking down at the arena, game face on, he instantly breaks down their styles. Team A2 absolute tank-like bears, Team B2 healing-type plants, then Cloudstream puts him right on the spot who's taking the win. Our boy plays it ridiculously safe. He just bets straight on the higher-ranked beast tamer. Downo the realized Dammer screams an order. Her Fae launches a fire punch, exploding into a massive sphere of pure molten energy, but the little plant monster tanks it, completely unfazed. Its tamer calmly whispers a command and boom, a massive ice wave instantly deletes the flames. Absolute shutdown. The attacker instantly realizes she needs to shatter their defensive synergy, commanding a brutal new assault. Her molten bear aggressively charges up again. It unleashes a wild, rapid-fire flaming barrage straight at the target. Up in the stands, Cloudstream is giving him the full play-by-play on this intense offense versus defense matchup. Lin Yuan nods confidently, stating the higher-tier healer has the upper hand. And yeah, that healer, White Devil, sitting comfortably at rank number 19. But her opponent Shiranui, she's not backing down. Smirking, she promises this fight is barely even starting. Both bears charge, unleashing an absolute savage beatdown on the plant fae. Shiranui laughs, mocking her opponent for definitely running low on energy. Even Lin Yuan starts doubting. Can a pure healer really survive against an all-out damage dealer? But White Devil ice cold. She calmly schools her opponent about their massive tier gap, then triggers a snow chill, supercharging her plant with freezing aura. Crash. A gigantic ice prison erupts straight from the arena floor, completely trapping both bears. The little plant buddy drops an absolute frost seal. Talk about an epic glow-up. One of those giant fire bears, now just a very angry popsicle. Even Shiranui looks genuinely stunned that her opponent could pull off a master-level move this late in the match. Both bears completely frozen solid. Though honestly, those plant phase are definitely looking pretty exhausted themselves. Lin Yuan immediately points out the ice seal won't hold long. But Cloudstream just smiles. Remember, she's a healer. Perfect timing. White Devil unleashes a swarm of revival, butterflies their glowing green energy instantly healing her 2 battered plant fees. The crowd goes absolutely feral, her fees are fully battle-ready again. Shiranui gives a respectful nod, but wait, you can totally see she's hiding a trump card. She strikes a fierce pose, loudly declaring that she is absolutely going to take home this victory. The reveal, her main bear is actually Platinum tier, huge level advantage. White Devil actually flinches for a second, her magic staff still jammed into the ice. Boom. The bear's raw power completely shatters that frost seal. Yet White Devil just summons these crimson butterflies looking totally unbothered. Meanwhile, Shiranui loudly declares she trained a secret move just to break these exact defenses, but White Devil simply flicks her wrist. That red butterfly swarm instantly blitzes the giant platinum bear, mercilessly piercing its armor from every single angle. The poor beast just roars in pure agony. It gets absolutely completely shredded out there. Shiranui just stares in absolute shock as her ultimate ace gets effortlessly dismantled. Game over. This battle is officially decided. White Devil clutches the ultimate victory, her opponent completely floored down on her knees. Shiranui actually taps out. She is blown away that her rival evolved a beast mid-battle, but White Devil just smiles, corrects her they are calamity butterflies now, and offers a hand up. Pure absolute respect right there. The entire stadium absolutely erupts, screaming for both of these incredible fighters. Up in the nosebleeds, Cloudstream is going completely insane. She is literally choking Lin Yuan out of pure hype. Our guy is just speechless. So this is the peak strength of the Radiance Federation. She waves off, tossing a quick reminder, do not dare slack on her custom spider order. Lin Yuan cannot shake that match from his head. A gold tier healer completely dominating a platinum tier attacker, unreal. Then it hits him. He remembers reading about this ultra rare rune, one that triggers a fantasy level evolution for healers. His brain instantly snaps to his own little starter plant, the Jasmine Lily. Cut to his apartment, he is rubbing his temples, completely drained. Today's mental load, absolutely brutal. A sudden noise pulls him upstairs. He catches Genius and Chimey totally hogging his computer. Genius tries acting super casual. The cat claims they were just hunting down some fresh beats for the bird. Our completely oblivious protagonist, he just tells the furball to scoot over. He needs to use that rig. Cue the panic sweat. Genius is internally freaking out. The cat secretly made a whole online account and our boy is completely clueless. Back to the grindstone. Lin Yuan plans to auction off his shiny new evolved spiders for fast cash. Suddenly, ding-dong, it is the Ostrich Logistics crew. Complete with a massive, genuinely furious-looking bird, a supervisor is absolutely tearing into the rookie delivery girl, screaming at her to hustle. Lin Yuan just smirks. He knows exactly what is inside. The literal building blocks for his future empire. But this rookie, she instantly drops the heavy package. His brand new fish goes flying. Perfect start. That derpy little goldfish, about to become an incredibly expensive puddle on the pavement. But Genius leaps into action, a heroic dive catching the glass bowl straight with its face. 0 grace points, but hey, it worked. Lin Yuan scoops up his dripping wet cat who is holding up the bowl like a championship trophy. Chimey swoops right down. The little bird carries the actual fish like a frantic emergency airlift. The delivery crew is absolutely mortified. But our guy just brushes it off. Total disaster avoided. He checks out his massive pile of energy ore. Genius just stares, wondering if they are starting a farm. Lin Yuan declares he is going into strict isolation training. He tells Genius to study online and the cat looks completely guilty. Step 1. He fires up his spirit lock on the derpy goldfish. He dumps his raw energy straight into the water, forcing a rapid evolution. Just 1 hour later, boom, elite grade. But man, that fish chugged a massive amount of spirit chi. Now for a bigger headache. How does one guy move a literal ton of heavy rocks? 2 days later, that lucky fish is happily swimming inside a massive, brilliantly glowing spirit pool. Inside, a floating spirit entity stares at an exhausted Lin Yuan. It smugly reminds him who actually did the heavy lifting. The entity explains the zone is completely maxed on power, energy is 5 times thicker than outside. Plus it mentions that goldfish is a literal money printer, constantly soaking up power. Lin Yuan starts dreaming about an epic dragon evolution, but the spirit brutally reminds him he is completely broke. Admitting his empty wallet, he begins hauling all that heavy ore straight into the spirit space. He explains his master plan. The shop needs way more variety than just basic spiders. That is the whole goal here. Because inside this zone, he gets a crazy 5 times evolution speed multiplier. He gets straight to business, blasting his raw energy directly into the very first spider. Flash, an entire batch of them instantly hits epic tier. It is a literal beast-making factory now. He is absolutely hyped, turning a grueling 12-hour grind into a quick 2-hour breeze. Right on cue, his phone pings. It is finally payday. Those original spiders just sold out and suddenly our guy is seeing massive dollar signs. Then he notices a strange tip notification, something he has absolutely never seen before today. Reading that oddly familiar username, it all clicks. He sprints upstairs at top speed. Bam! He catches Genius and Chimey, totally red-handed at his setup. The pets frantically swear they were just studying. Yeah, right. Dropping an absolutely terrifying glare, he announces he is going to check this so-called homework. The pets immediately start sweating bullets. Plot twist. He discovers his tiny bird is actually a famous online beauty streamer. His brain completely and utterly crashes. Later on, the chaos finally settles down. At least on the surface. Lin Yuan sits at his desk, digging deep into some ancient articles. He is researching a terrifying dimensional rift that ripped open near his hometown 10 whole years ago. Suddenly, a blood-red emergency alert flashes right across his monitor. A brand new dimensional rift just tore open in that exact same spot. Things are already going completely sideways with a high-tier nightmare beast smashing right through the defense lines. The live news is absolutely grim. A bone-rot silkworm has triggered massive casualties, leaving dozens of specialized team members completely missing. Lin Yuan freezes eyes wide. He recognizes that exact name, instantly picturing those absolutely horrific little worms from the terrifying reports. He remembers its signature move is the Bone Plague, a massive self-destruct attack that instantly wipes out absolutely everything nearby. This whole disaster makes him think of his guardian Uncle Lee and a massive secret the man has been quietly hiding. Staring at a dusty box his uncle left behind, the truth clicks. The old man was secretly an agent for the Spirit Suppression Bureau. 2 broken blood-soaked badges. Literal relics from a past he had no idea existed. The Bureau, they are the absolute last line of defense against dimensional invasions. Gripping a badge he has just lost. Why did his parents keep this completely hidden? But wait, a number catches his eye. 2837. Familiar, right? It hits him that is definitely their old ID. So naturally our boy jumps online for some casual, highly classified government hacking. What could possibly go wrong? Everything. A massive red warning screen instantly starts flashing in his face. He just tripped a major restricted access alarm, and with his guardians gone, complete panic mode. Staring at the ceiling, he connects the dots. Uncle Lee's terrible scars, definitely from that catastrophic rift disaster 10 years back. Then a knock. Super quiet. Methodical. He freezes, heart pounding, knowing damn well his aunt never knocks like that. Creeping toward the door, he rules out his buddies. This late at night, something is seriously wrong. The rhythm suddenly shifts. His first thought, they tracked his little hacking stunt and are here to blackbag him. Even his pets are freaking out. Genius, the cat ever, the practical one, straight up asks if the mafia is outside. Time for plan B. He readies Chimey for a desperate ambush, ordering a full-blown sonic blast the second that door swings open. Peeking through a tiny crack, he cautiously asks, who is there? 2 intense agents. And they immediately drop his parents' actual names. Talk about a shock to the system. But the woman flashes a golden badge. They are totally legit. The Spirit Suppression Bureau. Yeah, his amateur hacking attempt basically acted as a giant glowing homing beacon for them. Our protagonist does not hesitate. He asks the ultimate question, what happened to his parents? The agent sighs, explaining the post-rift chaos made tracking him nearly impossible. Then he hands over a deeply blood-stained cloth. He takes its stomach, completely dropping. Written on it in actual blood is a heartbreaking final message begging him to live a good life. That handwriting. It is his mom's. His walls just crumble. The agent gently explains his guardians hid everything just to keep him far away from their deadly work. Wiping a stray tear away, he nods. He totally understands. They just wanted him to survive. The agent clamps a heavy hand on his shoulder. From here on out, they have absolutely got his back. A sudden awkward cough from the woman. Oh, right. Her partner pulls out a special box, a hard-earned reward from his parents' ultimate sacrifice. Inside, a brilliantly glowing green gem. They call it a literal source seed. She explains these are insanely rare drops from closed rifts. And this tiny rock, it packs enough raw power to permanently seal a level 2 zone. Now that is an epic parting gift. Once they head out, some monk finishes his shopping, literally calling our boy a holy benefactor. Enter the next customer. A frantic girl rocking red pigtails, desperately asking if he can heal injured Faye. He is definitely intrigued now. Her pet is in awful shape. We are talking catastrophic core essence damage. He runs the mental math. Below, silver tier. Yeah, he can handle that. She absolutely lights up, cheering that her daughter's pet might actually survive. Wait, hold up. His brain just completely short circuits. How on earth does this literal teenager have a kid? She pulls up a tech projection. It is a bronze tier plant, roots totally roasted black by demonic fire. Oh, he knows that demonic flame. It is notoriously brutal, burning straight through a living plant's life force. Bowing deeply, she admits she is broke. But get this, he does not want cash anyway. He just needs a super rare material known as revival soil. Deal. She happily agrees to track down the magical dirt and skips out the door. Turns out she was totally playing the broke card. Meanwhile, our protagonist has a massive shopping list and one specific item is proving impossible. The final puzzle piece. It is only available at the wildly exclusive Rarities Pavilion high-stakes auction. But first things first business. He shoots Cloudstream a text to finally grab her massive spider order. She bursts through the doors, literally accusing him of using cheat codes. 5 epic tier beasts that fast. Still, she is absolutely mesmerized by her terrifying new spider squad. Flashing this incredibly smug little grin, he confirms the premium goods are ready to ship. Then he casually drops a bomb. One spider spits highly corrosive venom, so she better protect her hair. She completely loses her mind, pointing at her bald head screaming it was just growing back. Cash transferred, she runs away, leaving him stacked with expansion capital. Right back to the grind. He is rapidly signing for massive supply drops to level up his shop. He is happily hauling heavy crates, while Genius the cat, totally playing the intellectual scholar role. Taking a breather, he scrolls his phone to plan the Empire's next step. But Genius, staring at advanced evolution theory until his little feline eyes literally cross. He patiently asks, what is wrong? The poor cat just cannot process why any creature would ever evolve for anything other than raw, violent survival. The solution, he is definitely going to need a hands-on practical demonstration to teach this stubborn pet. So, he points at some radishes. And yeah, Genius confirms Chimey absolutely snacks on these all day. He asks how these veggies would evolve to survive. Genius suggests turning into a toxic leafless husk. Lin Yuan just stares, like, so a cactus. Genius looks insanely proud of this uneatable masterpiece, but with a smug grin our boy tells the cat that is literally the worst possible answer. Then he reveals the actual evolution route. A tiny, adorable plant dragon. Yeah, Genius definitely did not see that coming at all. Now the cat is happily munching a leaf, realizing it tastes amazing, and Lin Yuan is just standing there like ding ding ding, spot on. See, he explains the real survival strategy here. Be so incredibly useful and tasty that everyone naturally wants to protect you. Genius just mutters it should still taste awful. Anyway, Lin Yuan decides they desperately need a walk outside to clear their heads. Out in the bustling city, Lin Yuan jokes they have been cooped up way too long. Blame all that intense online shopping. Suddenly, a massive broadcast announces the creator certification exam. It features a brand new fast track for top performers, and man, Lin Yuan is instantly hyped. This is it, his ultimate shot to get ahead, and little Chimey is totally ready to help. But then boom, a second bulletin drops. A massive dimensional rift event is hitting in 6 months. Seeing the Spirit Suppression Bureau mobilize, it instantly triggers a dark memory. Suddenly, he is a kid again. Watching his parents leave on a stormy night, they promised they would be home by morning, a promise they simply could not keep. The flashback shifts. His uncle hand completely covered in blood, barely able to force out the words, his parents were gone. And then the worst part, having to look his little sister in the eyes and tell her they are never coming back. The heavy memory ends with a young Lin Yuan swearing to protect his little sister after their parents died. Snap back to reality. He is tightly gripping that blood-stained bureau badge. His pets are absolutely freaking out, sensing his deep emotional spiral. He forces a brave smile, telling his little buddies it is time to head home. But inside his head, everything finally clicks into place. That emblem was the bureau mark this whole time. Later on, the agent explains how this source seed perfectly matches his fragile constitution. Lin Yuan quietly examines the tiny green gem in his hand, a true legacy from his parents. The female agent suggests raising a healing fae to fix his weak body. He admits that matches his current skills, but honestly, a pure healer just will not cut it. He desperately needs actual firepower. Then they slide him a bank card loaded with apology cash for the past 10 years. But ever the independent kid, he politely refuses. He literally tries to shut the door on them and their heavy guilt money. He insists his 2 little pets provide all the companionship he needs. Ah yes, the classic cat-on-head defense. But the male agent blocks the door, playing the whole respect your elders card. He forces the cash into his hand because apparently his guilt matters more. Meanwhile, the woman quietly sizes him up. She notes his fae are incredibly weak and he lacks any combat experience. So her partner offers him an exclusive peek into his parents' dangerous line of work. He casually invites our boy on a little field trip to an active dimensional rift, totally safe, probably. Lin Yuan instantly agrees. He is ready to dive headfirst into the danger they hid from him. His resolve hardens, already preparing for that massive beast tide. The female agent is genuinely impressed, mentioning his parents would be incredibly proud of that fierce spirit. Her partner hesitates, but she is strictly all business. He gets cleanup duty, she plays bodyguard. For transport, she casually summons a massive spirit beast, totally shocking Lin Yuan. His eyes suddenly glow, using his special ability to analyze this incredible creature. A massive, majestic snow owl. Just a casual, everyday summon for a bureau agent. Seriously, talk about an insane company car. Our boy is completely starstruck. He asks if his little pets can tag along for the ride, and the agent just sighs, reluctantly agreeing to babysit them. So now they are all surfing the sky on a giant fluffy owl while Genius enjoys some absolutely epic airtime. This majestic bird completely rockets them across the night sky, finally touching down at the main event. They lock eyes with an incredibly angry-looking dimensional rift. Their agent buddy quickly flashes his credentials at the military checkpoint. The guard salutes, wishing them luck on this insane field trip. Then down they go, plunging straight into a chaotic abyss of glowing purple crystals. While Lin Yuan is busy taking in the insane scenery, he suddenly hears it. A really unfriendly buzzing sound. Boom! A nasty purple insectoid monster suddenly pops out for a very lethal meet and greet. Before our boy can even flinch, the male agent intercepts. He literally crushes the monster barehanded. Talk about making one hell of a first impression. The woman tells him not to sweat it, calling them total weaklings. But Lin Yuan, he knows he would be absolute toast right now. Meanwhile, his new bodyguard is casually cracking his knuckles, totally ready for some fun. The agent immediately unleashes a massive, terrifying shadow wolf to kick off the carnage. Its massive paws violently slam down, completely cracking the ground of the rift itself. Lin Yuan nervously wonders if this is just bait for the actual boss. But his guardian loves the showmanship, calling this absolute slaughter a mere opening act. Snap! He sends his phantom wolves out to hunt, and this shadow beast, it absolutely shreds through the insectoid swarm like wet paper. Lin Yuan is completely blown away. Just seeing this showdown made the whole trip worth it. That wolf, moving like purple lightning, leaving absolutely nothing but pure devastation behind. Uncle Dong looks back completely smug, calling it a total breeze. But wait, Lin Yuan's danger radar absolutely screams. Someone is watching them. A massive, terrifying eye glares down, reflecting his little bird Chimey. And sitting right on top of a skull, a skeletal crow. Yeah, definitely not a friendly neighborhood pet. Our boy tries playing it cool, just telling himself everything is perfectly fine. 1 second later, he screams a warning, violently shoving his pets out of harm's way. Pure panic sets in. Because wait, where did his bodyguards go? They vanished. Absolute dread hits him. He finally gets it. That bone bird dives straight for the kill. Up close, the thing is freaking gigantic. Meanwhile, his guards are just chilling on their giant owl, joking about how quiet everything is. Boom, an entire flock of undead birds ambushes them out of nowhere, and Sue steps up telling him to relax, saying these guys are total garbage tier. Her massive owl strikes back instantly, unleashing an absolute storm of freezing feather blades. Uncle Dong just stands there totally unbothered, laughing off the ambush. But hold on, something feels wrong. And Sue suddenly realizes Lin Yuan hasn't said a single word. Dong glances back. He seriously thinks the kid just dozed off. 10 out of 10 babysitting right there. Cut back to reality or whatever this is. Lin Yuan is plummeting through an absolute nightmare dimension. He frantically grabs Chimey, desperately trying to break their fall. For one brief second, he actually thinks they are safe, with Genius clinging tightly to his jacket. But nope, his fingers slip, and down they go, tumbling straight into the endless dark. He hits the bottom, taking 0 damage. Like the earth actually cushioned his fall. Suddenly, this creepy voice invades his mind, ranting about how totally unfair human life is. A talking rift monster steps from the shadows, wanting to gamble for our protagonist's actual soul. 2 shadowy wolves materialize right beside it, growling about humans living comfortably while they suffer. Little Chimey is absolutely not having it. Zap blasts a wolf with pure light energy. Both pets stand tall, basically screaming that their human has some crazy strong bodyguards, but the monster just laughs in their faces, summoning twisted, corrupted puppet versions of those exact bodyguards. A colossal, horrific eye stares down at the pets, the puppet master finally revealing its true form. Bam! Shadowy claws instantly pin the pets to the ground. They screech at Lin Yuan to just run, but our guy, he just stands up, fists clenched hard, wondering where his real guards went. Then with completely chilling calmness, he calls out the massive bluff. None of this is real. It is all a mind game. The bone bird is absolutely stunned. Its psychic trap got busted wide open, and it cannot believe it. Lin Yuan smirks, pointing out that even fake worlds must follow basic physics rules. The crow arrogantly claims its copied attacks deal real damage. Game on then. He calls for a combo attack. Chimey blasts the terrain while Genius targets those shadow wolves. The tiny bird fires off raw wind energy, literally cracking the ground apart. Genius follows up, dropping a brutal claw strike on the stumbling wolf. 0 damage. It did absolutely nothing, leaving the poor cat completely frozen in shock. Lin Yuan does not even flinch, calmly admitting his pets are way too underleveled. The crow sneers, saying logic is just a human weakness. Then it literally powers up mid-monologue, declaring them all as its brand new mind slaves. Bam! Lin Yuan gets blasted backwards while the bird preaches about pure annihilation. Shadow wolves pin him to the floor, still whining about their tragic monster lives. But look at his hand. That mysterious seed from his parents glowing like crazy now. His little companions are getting absolutely thrashed, screaming for him to help. And this bird, still dropping edgy poetry about death being the ultimate truth. Boom, a blinding eruption of pure gold light explodes out of nowhere. And that skeletal bird, utterly confused by this massive shift in power. Because our protagonist is literally floating now. Backed by an enormous glowing flower, the seed has officially awakened. A confident smirk crosses his face. This seed supercharges his pets, and he totally controls it. That legendary plant dragon appears ready to end things completely. Firing a devastating energy beam right into the crow's skull, the monster literally disintegrates, realizing it messed with the wrong guy. The truth hits him hard. Rift monsters only care about killing, which means no mercy, just fighting back. Suddenly, Uncle Dong's voice breaks the silence, teasingly asking if those little birds scared him. Lin Yuan totally plays it cool, cuddling his pets like he did not just win a brutal mental war. His bodyguards buy the exhausted kid act, completely deciding to finally head home. As they ride the owl back, he is already planning his massive power leveling phase. Back home, our boy crashes hard, total exhaustion. But the very next morning, science time, he buries that mystic seed right into a pot of pure energy rocks. Remembering how the thing reacted to his blood earlier, he figures a blood contract is the secret. So what does he do? Slices his own hand open, zero hesitation, letting his blood soak the soil, absolutely determined to hatch a powerhouse. Crazy enough, that tiny sprout starts chugging his blood down like an energy drink. A sudden mental link snaps into place, but then, he gets hit by the plant's absolute bottomless hunger for more. This intense craving hits so hard it literally leaves him looking totally shell-shocked. He is literally spamming his own healing powers just to survive, feeding his blood to a freaking houseplant. And after all that insane drama, it mutates into this weird pink dolphin-rose hybrid. Because, obviously, he casually mentions out loud that it needs a mouth like those illusion beasts. Boom. It instantly sprouts a nightmarish shark grin. Careful what you wish for, buddy. Radish for dinner, hard pass from the predator plant. But the second he offers up an energy crystal, oh yeah, the little monster is absolutely hooked. Our guy is physically hooked up to an IV, draining his own blood for this thing. Talk about your extreme high-maintenance houseplants, right? His cat Genius pops its head in. Like, dude, why aren't you sleeping yet? Lin Yuan totally plays it off, saying he is perfectly fine and honestly, yesterday was way worse anyway. He officially introduces Genius to the weird dolphin plant. Meet Redthorn, the newest teammate. Instant jealousy from the cat. When is my crazy power up? He tells his buddy to chill out. Big changes are coming once they hit that bronze tier. Chimey suddenly zips right in. No way this little bird is missing out on the evolution gossip. Both pets are totally maxed at elite rank. So the next mission, massive power leap to bronze. Fast forward 1 week. Chimey is fully braced for its epic glow up. Lin Yuan's energy spikes hard, totally ready to force this evolution. He blasts the bird with pure energy. The upgrade begins. Suddenly a stat screen pops up showing 3 crazy evolution paths. Flashback to those nasty bone crows. Yeah, he desperately needs an area of effect wipeout skill here. So he locks in a massive weather control skill absolutely perfect for wrecking large swarms. Chimey's first thought post-upgrade, time to start my live streaming career. Meanwhile, Genius is literally bouncing, waiting for its turn. The energy surges. Lin Yuan checks if it is too intense, but the cat just screams, keep going. He pushes harder, shocked by how stable the cat's power feels. But wait, the cat's face scrunches up. It complains about a ticklish nose and literally sneezes itself into an evolution Lin Yuan, just standing there speechless. Genius admires its slick new vibe. And boom, 3 totally different evolution options drop down from the system. Lin Yuan studies the stats. 2 are solid standard combat buffs, but that third one, absolute wildcard. Our cat swearing it is no brawler instantly locks in the absolute riskiest gamble on the board. Our boy's brain basically short-circuits at this all-or-nothing logic, but going full drama, King Genius preps to sacrifice its actual tail for power. The epic grand transformation flashes, and it turns into a literal pair of glasses. He puts them on doing the classic anime glasses push. Suddenly, a full tech display on Chimey. Stats mind-reading even its exact snack cravings right now. His jaw straight up hits the floor. The sheer broken power of this upgrade. Unbelievable. He scans Redthorn. Its only thought, feed me rift beasts right now, so he instantly dials his supplier demanding a massive bulk order of monster corpses. The woman on the phone, completely unfazed, like he just called in an order for 50 pepperoni pizzas. But once she hangs up, she is intensely curious. What kind of twisted crazy pet experiment is this kid running? One fast delivery later and he is literally dumping an entire bucket of severed bug parts to his plant. Redthorn's nightmare mouth unhinges. Drooling, ready to destroy. It straight up inhales the massive meal in seconds. Lin Yuan is absolutely terrified by its appetite. Boom, instant glow. It violently sprouts 2 extra heads. Yep, this crazy thing is evolving again. The system pops up. Elite rank achieved complete with a terrifying, devouring skill. It starts aggressively feeding itself while the other pets just stare in pure disgusted awe. Lin Yuan crunches the numbers. Cold sweat drops. This monster's grocery bill is going to completely bankrupt his little shop. He quickly checks his bank balance and is absolutely stunned. The cash flow, off the charts. Turns out his digital storefront went viral, stock vanishing in seconds. One hyper customer is already back, desperately throwing wads of cash at him for rare spiders. Right as he is heading out, the pets block his path. They absolutely demand to join this supply run. They want real action, sick of just watching from the sidelines. Lin Yuan teases them about playing hero, but Genius already has a very specific idol in mind. The cat starts passionately reciting the epic legend of a hero who soloed an entire monster rift. Our boy is genuinely impressed by the deep lore drop. Turns out Genius is a massive news junkie. They hit the supplier's shop and chaos is already erupting inside. A manager is taking serious heat from her crew for trusting some sketchy online store. And with perfect comedic timing, Lin Yuan just strolls right in, cheerfully interrupting their little meltdown. The boss instantly plays it off as a passionate strategy meeting. Then Lin Yuan drops his massive shopping list and the staff's souls basically leave their bodies. Just like that, the hardcore doubters are bowing down. Funny how a massive wallet instantly changes their attitude. Then the manager sweetens the pot with an incredibly rare prize. A pregnant elite-tier goldfish. She hypes it up as an infinite money glitch popping out 1,000 eggs. He secures the deal instantly, totally convincing her he is secretly backed by some legendary master. Shopping spree complete. He throws them a casual wave goodbye, leaving absolutely everyone completely speechless. Back outside, he hypes up his pets. Time to test out that new power at the Star Tower. We are talking about a massive high-tech battle arena, literal paradise for beastmasters. Genius the cat, already dreaming about a massive victory lap up on floor 1000, but the registration guy is completely ignoring them to study. Terrible customer service, even the pets are throwing absolute fits over it. Form filled out, our boy Lin Yuan steps up for a quick scan from Mr. Cheerful. The results, his pets register as absolute trash tier, and the desk jockey roasts him with zero filter. Genius tries playing it off as being unique, and our boy just sighs and accepts it. He pulls up his own stats, swiping through the options to see which quirky pet gets to battle first. Chimey, the bird, immediately chirps up about fighting top-tier elites. Surprisingly, the desk guy answers saying they gotta smash through at least 100 floors first. Then he drops a little warning, newbies might actually get thrown to the wolves against seasoned veterans this week. But instead of backing down, the entire crew just gets insanely hyped for a genuine challenge. Cut to the prep room. He is totally geeking out over the custom battlefield settings, absolutely ready to brawl. Opponent number 1, over 470 matches, yet somehow still stuck on floor 3. Lin Yuan hits that dramatic hero pose, but Genius is just not having it. Some old guy steps into the ring smirking like he just scored the easiest win of his life. He sends a heavy armored beetle charging straight in zero hesitation. Lin Yuan starts shouting a command, but just stops letting Genius do its thing. Blink and you miss it, fight over. The old man is just left sitting there on the floor, utterly confused. Next match loads up nighttime city ruins, totally destructible environment. The new challenger instantly drops a nasty pincer attack using a dog and a boar. Okay, this looks a bit rougher. Rocking his fresh new system glasses, Lin Yuan calls the attack. And just like that, Chimi blasts out sound waves that completely shred the enemy duo. This poor dude is just flat on his back, totally mind-blown that a bronze-tier pet wrecked him. Lin Yuan gets beamed out of the arena, clearly thinking this whole tower is an absolute cakewalk. He tries pumping Genius up for another round, but the cat is officially on strike. 10 straight one-sided beatdowns. Yeah, it is dying of boredom. So our protagonist hunts the roster for real danger. He finds this ridiculously arrogant dude flexing 3 deadly bronze-tier snakes. Instantly, the pets are completely fired up. Finally, a genuine threat. This is exactly what they signed up for. The whole squad swaggers right into the next battle zone looking like absolute bosses who own the joint. Their opponent, some dude with deeply questionable hair. He is actually shocked they showed up instantly, trash-talking them for bringing a cute cat and bird to a war zone. Lin Yuan and the gang, completely unfazed. Let him talk. The guy just keeps running his mouth, bragging about how useless a little healer bird will be. But our boy just shuts him down cold. Way too much talking, buddy. It is time to throw down. The guy literally promises to only use 50% of his power. Oh, what an honor. But through those new system glasses, Lin Yuan sees the real data. That massive ego is actually making his beasts super sloppy. Lin Yuan commands Chimi to nail all 3 snakes with one deadly precision strike. The little bird unleashes a brutal volley of sonic daggers aiming straight for the weak spots. But wait, a thick acid mist blocks it. Okay, this guy can actually fight back. Snake guy just keeps yapping, totally mocking the cool cat glasses and calling Chimi an absolute joke. Lin Yuan does not even blink. He orders a pinpoint sound wave right at the python snout. Furious now, the opponent commands his second snake to unleash a massive flamethrower. Raging fire completely swallows Chimey as the enemy Beastmaster starts glowing with energy, but guess what? Our bird is totally fine. Now the dude is fuming, swearing off all politeness. A blue snake suddenly lunges forward. Lin Yuan screams at Chimey to dodge the incoming strike. Barely evading a massive blast, he knows their healing power has a hard limit. But right on cue, the system glasses activate instantly, analyzing every single enemy movement pattern. Armed with fresh system intel, he commands a savage direct strike right at the eyes of the fire snake. Chimey weaves through the toxic acid like an absolute pro, rapidly closing the distance to the giant red python. Desperate, this dude tries trapping the bird with a deadly pincer of fire and toxic mist. It looks like a brutal point-blank fire blast is about to end it all. But Lin Yuan spots the perfect window. He calls for a turbulent strike, and Chimey whips up a violent vortex, instantly sucking in both of those enemy attacks. The third snake just stares in total confusion, as its own attack gets reflected, exploding right in the face of its arrogant master. Then this guy literally kicks his own defeated pet, screaming that it is totally useless. Wow, real classy move, buddy. Lin Yuan, total opposite. He just calmly praises Chimey, hyping up the bird for executing an absolutely flawless strategy. We suddenly get a flashback of this opponent being told he is nothing but a glorified guard dog. No wonder he is sweating bullets right now. Dude is absolutely terrified of losing. Completely unhinged now, he screams at his fire python to just nuke the dumb bird with absolutely everything it has left. Lin Yuan is completely chill. He tells Chimey to keep distance and just dance through the flames. And right on cue, the smart glasses finally lock onto the python weakness. A slick little system HUD pops up, highlighting the exact kill spot to target. This guy is just so insanely outmatched. Lin Yuan calls for another turbulence attack, his opponent just screaming for more fire. Those glasses, pure hacks. Perfect targeting trajectory for a massive sound spike. The snake opens its jaws to blast them, but Lin Yuan spots the perfect opening. Bam! Chimey unleashes a direct sonic hit right on that weak spot. Second snake down. Our boy praises his bird's amazing job, while this guy actually starts whining about trickery instead of fighting head-on. Lin Yuan instantly roasts him for crying during a 3-on-1 fight. He then summons his new spirit-absorbing goldfish, hitting Chimey with a massive energy injection. The little bird loves the power-up. Lin Yuan realizes this ability is basically a literal cheat code. But wait, the opponent laughs manically. It was a trap. The final snake lunges, and Lin Yuan screams for Chimey to dodge. His own energy reserves are flashing red. He watches the blue snake teleport right behind his bird, completely cutting off any escape. The guy gloats that all is fair in battle. But little does he know Lin Yuan is ready to gamble. He orders Chimey to use clear sky. Immediately, the tiny bird unleashes a blinding beam of pure light. Bam! It knocks the blue snake straight out of the sky, crashing heavily right in front of them. But wait, the attack did 0 damage, totally unharmed. Even so, this guy's ego completely shattered. He came here to casually crush rookies. Clearly, he is dealing with a massive inferiority complex after being called unworthy. Now he is absolutely furious, flexing that he is a creator too. He orders his ultimate move, but Lin Yuan notices the pet actually hesitating. This absolute madman literally forces his pets to evolve brutally, fusing them together. And by fusing, I mean one snake is literally eating the other alive. The blue snake swallows the red one, whole twisting together into a single horrifying being. Bleeding from the strain, he created a 3-headed snake monster. But Lin Yuan's smart glasses analyze the absolute truth. A totally unstable fake evolution. The guy brags that Chimey's sound attacks are useless against this forced form. Genius wants to jump in, but Lin Yuan tells his cat to hold back. Why? Because this new 3-headed nightmare is already breaking down. What a shocker. Lin Yuan calls the final play a turbulence and sound spike combo. Chimey easily shreds the unstable monster into pure pixels. The opponent just kneels in disbelief as his creation shatters. Meanwhile, our boy had already calculated exactly why that flawed evolution method was total garbage. Back in the elevator, he exhales. That was way too close, saved purely by his opponent's massive ego. He smartly cancels his cue. 20 floors is plenty of action today. But right as he steps out, another elevator dings open. Some new guy rocking a fancy suit and visor demands a match. Lin Yuan politely declines. He waves goodbye, totally done for the day. Mr. Visor is left fuming, thinking anyone below floor 80 is straight up garbage. What a charmer. Still, this crazy ordeal has Lin Yuan fired up to power level his other pets. Jumping into his inner spirit space, he tells Mobius he is finally ready to evolve the goldfish. The master plan: use high-grade dragon beast blood to trigger an evolution. High risk definitely, but it is the fastest way up. Holding that tiny vial, the terrifying pressure is insane. A massive gamble. He carefully drops a single drop of potent blood into the bowl. Instantly, the poor little fish thrashes wildly from the massive power surge. Its dormant dragon bloodline awakens. The body cracks during transformation, but Lin Yuan watches closely, knowing that pain is just the price of rebirth. The goldfish morphs into a glowing red orb of energy about to hatch into something entirely new. Lin Yuan pushes his own energy into it, cheering the little guy on. Flash. The light fades, and the evolution is an absolute triumph. The fish emerges as a literal dragon type rocking a tiny horn. System stats pop up. It is now a spirit-gathering goldfish. The system offers 3 exclusive new traits. He quickly locks in the one that pushes maximum growth. Sure, another option offered a sweet healing combo, but our boy, he is sticking to his own unique path. Checking in on his system guide, he asks Mobius how it feels. Get this, the bracelet grew legs. Lin Yuan is absolutely floored. Mobius explains it needs a serious nap after that contract strain. Suddenly, Lin Yuan realizes his entire spirit space literally doubled in size. Even crazier, he discovers a patch of legendary Elysian soil famous for preserving dying pets. It is basically a fantasy-intensive care unit stabilizing any critically injured Fae indefinitely. Lin Yuan knows this is game-changing. Even master creators struggle with that. Plus, the air inside here is now 10 times richer with spirit energy than the outside world. With these insane upgrades, he is already plotting to stock his shop with gold-tier rarities. Then Mobius casually drops that he can summon this magic soil outside. Boom. This gives Lin Yuan a brilliant new idea for unlocking his own spirit mark. For once, Mobius actually gives him genuine praise for his natural talent. Our boy actually blushes, and when it threatens to stop, he begs for more hype. Never change, kid. Our boy swears he will hit silver rank before Mobius wakes up again. Lin Yuan gives Mobius a wave, wishing it sweet dreams. A quick check, yep, his pets are still stuck at bronze. Leveling them up, ridiculously expensive. Plus his gold eater beast eats like a total monster, throwing our protagonist into an absolute financial panic. So the massive grind officially begins. Lin Yuan works non-stop preparing his magical Fae for the global market. His online store absolutely explodes, transactions flood in, pure chaos but highly profitable chaos. Despite this massive success, he is running completely on fumes. And genius, complaining loudly and demanding some premium cat food. Even his pet knows he is pushing past human limits. He just splashes cold water, trying to force away the heavy exhaustion. Then bam, he is perfectly fine, blaming it all on the sheer power of youth. Genius just stares at him, completely confused. His energy control is definitely getting better, but he desperately needs that top-tier monster meat. He contacts Sister Shin. She instantly hands over her private supplier list, completely stunning Lin Yuan with this massive, unexpected favor. Grabbing his jacket, he sneaks out for a midnight restock. Genius forces his way along, rocking a tiny bow tie like a fashion icon. Right. Real trendy. The duo heads into the dead silent city only to get jumped out of nowhere by some very uninvited guests. A pack of shady-looking thugs circles him, offering a rather sketchy midnight ride. They drag him to a pitch-black port. Yeah, definitely not screaming legitimate business right now. But Lin Yuan plays the innocent card, claiming he simply wants to buy meat. They aggressively play dumb right until one idiot accidentally leaks their entire underground black market price list entirely out loud. His fellow thugs absolutely lose their minds at him for spilling massive criminal secrets. Covert Operation Right. A truly brilliant start, guys. Lin Yuan stays perfectly innocent, casually dropping Sister Shin's name. But these massive goons refuse to budge, demanding he pass their little strength test. They flex some angry dogs at him. Lin Yuan casually roasts how tiny they are. The thugs instantly shut down with a giant, super embarrassing rejection. They lunge. He simply dodges. Totally unfazed, Lin Yuan completely brushes off their desperate stubbornness. Then their boss finally shows up, absolutely furious they are causing a public scene. After a quick apology, he admits a massive screw-up. His crew accidentally bought incredibly toxic dimensional creature meat instead. Top-tier henchman right there. He unleashes a truly legendary rant about how it is literal deadly poison. Naturally, Lin Yuan immediately asks to buy this toxic garbage. The boss happily agrees. Suddenly, the goons treat him like absolute royalty, offering a literal VIP card. Genius looks super worried. But Lin Yuan gambles that Redthorn can easily eat rift items with zero problems. Suiting up in full hazmat gear, he preps buckets of glowing purple sludge for dinner time. Though honestly, he is seriously rethinking this entire plan of feeding his pet literal acid. Zero hesitation. Redthorn snatches the bucket and chugs the entire thing. Instant regret. The poor demonic plant immediately starts melting from sheer corrosive damage. Lin Yuan absolutely panics. His healing Fae might be completely useless against this stuff. But wait. He spots something totally impossible happening next. Instead of dying, Redthorn is literally adapting. Regenerating right through the deadly poison, its vines twisting into something entirely new. Genius realizes it is forcibly forging a brand new evolutionary path. Lin Yuan immediately starts hyping it up. Red Thorn goes completely wild, erupting with terrifying demonic-looking thorns. Then, it suddenly freezes dead, leaving Lin Yuan completely and utterly confused. He quickly realizes it entered a deep, dormant state to auto-evolve. Its current body is just too incredibly weak. Out of nowhere, Chimey swoops in, proudly showing off a brand new autograph that looks like complete gibberish. This little bird is seriously planning a full merchandise line. Lin Yuan feels his soul leave his body. Apparently, Chimey has a hardcore whale fan throwing serious cash around. It forces him to pack these exact autographs for Redbud City, claiming they will absolutely be legendary artifacts someday. Packing up, Lin Yuan admits he has planned this trip forever. He points straight at the creator exam registration. It is finally completely open to everyone. With his eyes locked firmly on the massive prize, he heads out. Next stop, the massive Redbud City Creators Guild. An absolute ocean of hopeful candidates is already lined up outside. Inside the registration desk is pure chaos. Stressed candidates everywhere. A poor staffer prays her grandpa, the vice president, shows up for vital moral support. Meanwhile, Elder Ning, the famous grandpa, is casually pouring tea for some very important high-level guests. These guys, elite, high-ranking elders, straight from the royal capital, here to blatantly manipulate the exams. Elder Ning coldly asks why they are suddenly hijacking his city's official test. Elder Du casually explains it away as a new reform. Plus, the legendary Moon Empress is currently searching for a disciple. His rival, Elder Meng, immediately fires back. She strictly wants raw talent, not necessarily a formal student. But Elder Du turns incredibly shady, asking why Redbud City gets all this special attention when rich elite families have endless talent just waiting around. Elder Ning takes a calm sip of tea. Guess he has to play along with these annoying political games today. Cut to Lin Yuan midair. Genius is absolutely hating this super bumpy ride. Touchdown Genius immediately begs to visit Chimey, but nope. Our boy's strictly business mode right now. He guarantees they will absolutely crush this exam. In response, just a super confident, adorable purr. City streets are packed with amazing food distracting Genius, but Lin Yuan laser-focused. Suddenly, they walk right past a crowd of candidates looking absolutely terrified, like they literally just saw a ghost. Major exam anxiety. And honestly, it makes total sense. Fail this test, you are completely locked out from retaking it for an entire year. Brutal. Approaching the administrative hall, he realizes instantly, wow, everyone here is dressed ridiculously fancy. The wait line is absolutely massive. Time to transform. See, using a Fae for exam support is 100% legal, so Genius literally acts as his own personal living supercomputer. Flash, just like that, Genius shape shifts into slick green tech glasses. Analysis mode, fully engaged. Walking inside, first sight, a girl completely breaking down after failing. Yeah, not exactly a huge confidence booster. A staff member calls the next group up, demanding everyone show their 3 basic certificates. Huge problem. Lin Yuan casually drops that he literally does not have a single one. Instead, he requests to just take the on-site exams. She agrees, but man, she looks incredibly worried for him. She warns him they only offer the 3 absolute toughest exams available, so naturally, he chooses all 3. Honestly blown away by this wild confidence, she just leads the way. Fingers crossed he will not regret this. They head straight toward the main building for this special test. Meanwhile, those capital elders are super smug about the massive crowd their visit just pulled in. Here is the trap. Elder Du reveals that Ning absolutely loves crushing poor candidates on those exact 3 exams, every single year. Smirking, Elder Du questions just how insanely hard a simple level-up test could really be. But his buddy corrects him. The actual nightmare here, Elder Ning and his crazy perfectionist standards. The staffer desperately tries warning Lin Yuan about the insane guild difficulty, but he does not care. Suddenly, her grandpa, literally the guild vice president, rolls up, demanding to know who is intimidating his candidates. He then straight up insists she call him grandpa during work hours. Nope, definitely not weird at all. The old guy calls it sweet family bonding. Right, because that is not a massive conflict of interest. Turning to Lin Yuan, he tests his confidence, but our boy claps back even harder. Alright then. Grandpa starts things off with a brutal trick question. Megalodon against Leviathan. Who wins? His granddaughter panics internally. This is his favorite totally unanswerable ancient debate trap. Desperately, she tries slipping Lin Yuan a tiny hint, basically saying, just play it safe and pick Megalodon. But our guy drops an absolute bombshell. He declares they were both weak. Elder Ning freezes, completely stunned, immediately demanding proof for this crazy hot take. Lin Yuan calmly explains. Both failed to evolve, both went extinct. Simple as that. Game over. He even throws in that forcing any Fae to revert backward to an ancestral form is completely flawed logic. The granddaughter is absolutely floored. Her grandpa has not exploded in anger yet. But surprise, Elder Ning is actually intrigued, pushing him to elaborate on this super spicy take. So Lin Yuan goes full galaxy brain. He He explains their absolute dominance literally stalled the entire ocean ecosystem. Then a meteor hit. They could not adapt fast enough, making them ultimate evolutionary failures. Elder Ning is actually mind-blown. He starts clapping, declaring he passed part 1. Honestly, he is so hooked he decides to personally proctor the remaining exams right now. As Elder Ning escorts him, the watching crowd goes totally wild, with crazy speculation. But the old man just snaps, yelling at everyone to study. And yeah, they shut up instantly. Exam time. Lin Yuan locks in Genius Tech glasses fully activated. He is literally speedrunning these impossible questions, with Genius feeding him answers straight from the most obscure databases. Elder Ning takes another sip, super impressed. He figures the kid needs at least 2 solid hours. Nope, try 1 single hour. Our boy is already turning in his finished test papers. He casually asks to just take the creator exam right away. And wow, that earns an immediate furious no from the suddenly enraged old man. Lin Yuan just stands there totally confused by this crazy mood swing. He genuinely asks if he failed. But Elder Ning shakes his head. That is not the issue here. Turns out, he actually did way too well. He shattered every record, triggering a mandatory system delay. Whoops. Our boy just sighs. He really wanted to crush the next test under 2 hours too. Now totally free, Genius excitedly suggests they finally go visit Chimey. But hold up. Elder Ning has a better idea, inviting him to see something truly fascinating. Swiping a VIP keycard, he leads them into a massive high-security zone. Lin Yuan hesitates, asking if this is allowed. The old man smirks, he literally runs this place. They step up to a gigantic pool of glowing liquid, radiating absolutely suffocating pressure. Elder Ning tells him to watch closely, time to flex a little. Boom, a terrifying wave of aura erupts from his body. He is literally a king-class powerhouse. An absolutely terrifying Fae rises from the pool, leaving Lin Yuan completely stunned in silence. Boom, Elder Ning absolutely flexes on everyone, revealing his masterpiece, a colossal razor-jawed terror shark. Lin Yuan, yeah, he is sweating looking at those meat grinder teeth. But one click of his genius glasses, bam, complete stat breakdown on this absolute beast of a Fae. Platinum tier, legend quality. He calls it out instantly, but of course the old man throws a pop quiz. Our guy takes one dramatic breath, then drops the truth bomb. He figured out the master plan, evolving this monster into a prehistoric megalodon. Mind blown, Elder Ning is so impressed, he actually sends him on a quick fetch quest. What he finds, a premium case packed with pure dragon beast blood. Lin Yuan is completely speechless. Platinum grade leagues above his basic gold stash. He is quietly praying for a free sample when Ning drops the magic words, "It is a mentorship gift." But get this. The old man casually grabs a fistful of these priceless vials and just chucks them into the pool as shark snacks. Absolute legendary power move. That is how you forge a megalodon, he casually explains. And Lin Yuan finally realizes this dude is absolutely unhinged. Following that ridiculous flex, the master drops some heavy creator wisdom. Evolution, it demands a natural flow. With that, class is dismissed. But he adds a warning, do not be late tomorrow. His granddaughter immediately demands the verdict on Lin Yuan. But Grandpa He is already playing 4-dimensional political chess against the capital elites. But deep down he knows. Lin Yuan is a god-tier prodigy who totally earned his shot. So our protagonist heads out his entire destiny riding on tomorrow's exam. Got some free time, perfect. Time to check up on his little sister, Chu-Chi. Right on cue, his phone rings. It is her panicking. She took a hit during school combat training. Injured. Oh, his entire vibe flips instantly. Screw the plans. He goes full sprint across the city, absolutely terrified for her. His brain is going a million miles an hour. How did she even take damage? Direct hits are literally banned there. He violently kicks the infirmary door open, only to find her smiling and totally unharmed. The blind panic instantly turns into full chibi mode, nagging while Genius hilariously suggests eating pork for her recovery. Her so-called critical wound, a microscopic paper-cut level scratch on her wrist. Lin Yuan is just radiating pure "are you kidding me right now" energy. Even his AI pet is throwing shade, bluntly stating that tiny scratch would have naturally vanished within an hour anyway. Enter some flashy dude in a white suit. Apparently this smooth operator is the one who called the doctor. Turns out, White Suit is actually hunting for the mysterious creator who leveled up her Fae. Alarm bells ring. Lin Yuan realizes his hidden identity might be completely busted. This guy invades his personal space, smugly guessing it took months to evolve that Fae. Talk about putting him on the spot. But Genius zero filter. The AI casually blurts out that the whole process took, maybe 7 hours. Boom. Ego completely obliterated. The guy's jaw hits the floor, quietly muttering about losing some bet he made. He painfully admits that same evolution would take him 2 entire years. Epic fail on the flex. Meanwhile, across town, Elder Ning's urgent letter hits the City Lord's desk. The City Lord gets word 2 key elders have bounced. No surprise though, that was her master strategy all along. Then she drops a massive command, double the guard count at every single dimensional rift and awaken the reserves immediately. An advisor completely freaks out. Their main focus should be that upcoming Radiance 100 tournament selection. She looks incredibly stressed. Out of 20 seats, only 5 are locked in. Too many files left to vet. Right there in her office, an advisor starts scanning a combat file covering Chu-Chi and her Rhino Fae. Without hesitating, the City Lord issues the command. Fast-track this first-year rookie as a prime seed candidate immediately. Patience gone. She snaps that their city is ranking dead last. They desperately need a victory. The advisor bows, finally feeling the crushing weight on her shoulders. He sighs, heavily haunted by a past mistake, a brilliant prodigy who dropped out and crippled their faction entirely. Cut back to the school. Mr. Whitesuit is still hanging around the siblings, claiming he is on a mission to track someone down. He pitches some story about recruiting an old buddy for an elite teaching gig. Yeah, right. The siblings are side-eyeing him, hard-smelling his arrogant attitude from a mile away. Then he casually drops that he is actually searching for a second target too, another friend. The punchline: this friend is literally just a web singer he intensely fanboys over, breaking character completely. Lin Yuan deadpans that his internet idol definitely isn't hiding at their school. Whitesuit takes the hint, leaving with some ridiculously dramatic lines about destiny. But once outside, the mask drops. He is instantly calculating if Lin Yuan poses a legitimate threat to this guy named Long Tao. He hits his comms, reporting total failure. Still, zero trace of this guy named Lu Jie anywhere in town. The second he leaves, Chu-Chi pivots instantly. She relentlessly demands to know when she is getting a new sister-in-law. Clutching an autograph he scored for her, she finally asks for his real agenda. He smirks. He is here to crush the creator exam. Her jaw literally drops. Since he made the trip, he smiles and suggests they grab some good food to properly catch up. Over a massive feast, he checks in on her Rhino Horn Iron Bull. She instantly pouts. Why? Because her classmates started calling her Iron Bull Girl. Classic sibling drama. Lin Yuan instantly gets defensive over that nickname. And genius. The cat completely agrees. Just plain rude. She is honestly just thrilled to eat a good meal. But he scolds her actually use that allowance. Then boom. He wires over more cash and a silver tier radish to buff up her Iron Bull. She is absolutely floored. Her jaw drops. Are we secretly rich now or what? Mood completely set. He grabs her hand. There is somewhere they need to go. Next stop, the legendary Rarities Pavilion. A spot she swears was always way too expensive to even breathe near before today. Looking super confident, he promises to find her a second Fae. Catch is, they are stuck on the first floor. At least until he passes his massive exam tomorrow. She instantly spots this adorable two-tailed snow ferret. He shoots it down immediately. Nope, not her style at all. Meanwhile, Genius gets incredibly jealous. His logic: he has more tails, so he is obviously way cuter. She asks about the price. Lin Yuan checks the tag and freezes. 1,100 coins. Yeah, absolutely insane. Cue the dramatic breakdown. Our boy goes full crisis mode about being a broke, late-blooming older brother. But that pity party ends fast. He spots this mysterious cloaked figure lurking in the corner guarding something special. A set of blue flash butterfly cocoons. Lin Yuan instantly spots the potential. These could evolve into the ultra-rare blue light goddess butterfly. Genius gets totally hyped. But Lin Yuan brings him back to reality. This evolution process, way harder than it looks. Chu-Chi is literally starry-eyed. But get this, she does not want the butterfly. She wants its insanely powerful, silent scale dust. That is a high-grade mystic skill. It completely shuts down enemy Fae abilities. Lin Yuan is stunned. Who is this seller? Finding 4 near-extinct cocoons is basically impossible. Cue the annoying rich lady and her daughter. They instantly start judging the cloaked seller's outfit. Lin Yuan rolls his eyes. Seriously, why are these peacocks even hanging around here? Ignoring the drama, the seller drops the price. 120 coins for all 4. An absolute steal. Our boy is sweating, terrified someone else might snatch them up. Here's the catch: it is a total blind buy. If those cocoons are duds, that price becomes a massive, brutal gamble. The rich lady practically screams scam. She loudly declares they are just worthless dead butterfly cocoons. A mob instantly forms. People are calling the seller a total fraud, threatening to drag security over. Chu-Chi panics, asking her brother what is going on. The lady smirks. But Lin Yuan, he swoops right in. I will buy all 4. She tries screaming they are fakes, but he casually shuts her down using store policy. He faces the mysterious seller. Completely genuine. He offers to make the deal happen right this second. Silence. The cloaked figure just stands there for a wildly tense moment. And Lin Yuan, he holds his ground perfectly. Then, the seller just turns and walks away. The entire crowd starts mocking Lin Yuan for getting totally played. Wait, he stops. He tells Lin Yuan to come back tomorrow if he is actually serious. Chu-Chi is completely lost, but our boy just brushes it off, leading her away. She begs him to just focus on his massive exam. He smiles. promises he has got absolutely everything under control. Meanwhile, that rich lady is absolutely fuming. Lin Yuan completely destroyed her secret plan to lowball the seller. Next day, we are back at the Creator Guild. Our boy looks completely wiped. Dude admits he stayed up all night just obsessing over those rare cocoons. Guess who shows up? The rich lady from the shop. She starts sneering, loudly bragging that only true elites can pass this year. Another candidate is just beaming. She is totally confident her ultra-rare materials will guarantee an easy win. Her test subject, this ridiculously grumpy little fae wearing a metal helmet, it looks absolutely thrilled to be here. Not. The proctor announces private rooms for everyone. Honestly, perfect setup for Lin Yuan and his whole hidden genius vibe. That same official watches Lin Yuan walk in praying this kid does not make his recommendation letter look like a complete joke. Suddenly, the city lord herself makes an entrance. The proctor jokes she is just in time to avoid absolutely terrifying the candidates. She asks what impossible task he set today. He just smirks. An ironhead weasel. The city lord's face instantly drops in pure shock. That specific fae is notoriously stubborn and incredibly shy. Literally the absolute worst possible exam subject. He radiates this pure evil aura sarcastically, claiming he just cares about the youth. Absolute troll behavior. Meanwhile, that confident girl is having a total, complete meltdown. The weasel refuses to eat absolutely anything she offers. Another guy tries the brute force method. Yeah, that is going exactly as horribly as you would expect. Then there is this one try-hard gloating about pulling an all-nighter. He studied difficult fees just for a moment, exactly like this. But Lin Yuan, he simply activates his calming aura. He even notes this specific weasel is actually surprisingly docile for its species. Meanwhile, back in the observation room, Elder Ning's granddaughter looks confused, asking if this tiny weasel is genuinely that big of a deal. The proctor gets serious. This entire test hinges on one thing, knowing its insanely specific diet. No proper bait, instant failure. And Mr. All-Nighter. He is currently throwing a massive tantrum because absolutely none of his textbook solutions are working. Meanwhile, Lin Yuan's weasel happily feasting away thanks to genius cooking up that ultimate secret recipe. Fast forward 30 minutes. The head examiner is still looking cocky while the city lord is pacing, stressing over her schedule. Bam! The testing room door slides open. Light floods the dim hallway. The city lord whips around absolutely stunned. The examiner takes one look and smirks. Out this early, he completely assumes our boy just failed spectacularly. But Lin Yuan just flashes a massive grin. Thumbs up, done and dusted. Before the city lord's brain even buffers, he drops a bomb. He wants the 2-star test immediately. She's literally frozen. Taming that beast under an hour. Unreal. Meanwhile, the examiner is just patting himself on the back, bragging about spotting a prodigy. Click. Everything clicks. She matches his insane written scores with this terrifying practical talent. With total authority, she makes it official. Our guy is now a certified full-fledged creator. But her tone drops. Dead serious. Is he 100% sure about jumping straight to Tier 2? Suddenly, our boy is sweating buckets. Her aura, terrifying. Then it hits him, she's an actual legendary hero. No wonder she treats this tier jump like a literal life-or-death situation. Taking a breath, he shakes off the nerves. He looks her dead in the eye. 2-star test, bring it on. A single sharp nod. She immediately orders her bald assistant to prep the advanced testing chamber. Walking down the hall, the examiner drops some truth. That 1-star test, basically just a participation trophy. His granddaughter pops out, roasting the system, saying rich kids just buy that rank. He quickly shushes her. Call me grandpa. The city lord cuts in. 2-star is no joke. It tests a beast's absolute core quality and spiritual essence. The mission. Evolve a trash tier pet to epic grade plus fully heal it. 4 hours. But she narrows her eyes. That's way too standard for him. So what's the trap? The old man just flashes a wicked grin. The catch. The beast's fundamental life essence is shattered. Crickets. Pure dead silence. Everyone just freezes, realizing how absolutely impossible and insane that sounds. The city lord loses it, screaming he's basically asking for a miracle resurrection, but the old man, cool as ice. Harder tests mean scoring massive points with the legendary Moon Empress. The granddaughter jumps in with the brutal reality. Essence damage means the pet could literally explode mid-heal. Meanwhile, inside the chamber, Lin Yuan is chilling. Big smile, his trusty Jasmine Lily summoned and ready. His patient A, tragically beat up little Shearclaw Crab. Honestly, it looks like an absolute lost cause. Flying blind, he slowly checks for the damage. Just barely tapping its shell sends the poor little crab into massive, agonizing tremors. It's in pure agony. Genius runs a quick scan. The result? Total internal destruction. Way worse than the outside shows. Healing is way too slow. The timer will hit 0 before he even starts the upgrade. Time for Plan B. He unleashes a rare skill combo to turbocharge the recovery speed. Boom. The tiny crab starts sparkling instantly, looking 100 times better. Our guy smirks, seeing immediate results. But wait, red alert, its vitals absolutely crash. Genius screams a warning. The little beast is flatlining. Panic mode. Then a massive brainwave. He slams down ultra-rare Elysian soil, desperately buying the dying crab some precious time. And then it clicks. The outer armor is repairing way too fast, literally crushing its fragile internal organs. Pivot time. He switches focus, pumping magic into the organs first. Screw the exam timer, saving a life matters more. Outside, candidates are totally trashing him for trying this. The city lord is pacing holes in the floor while the examiner just smugly watches that clock tick down. A true genius would have finished in 2 hours, he claims, just completely trolling everyone to be annoying. She hits him with an absolute death glare. And what if he isn't that god tier, she snaps. Then he's useless. The geezer shrugs, totally obsessed with impressing the Moon Empress. She's furious. Right then, the bald assistant calls it. 4 hours. Time is officially up. Heaving a fake, dramatic sigh, the examiner prepares to fail him. But wait, the doors slide open. Lin Yuan steps out, announcing he is totally done. He even casually asks if he accidentally ran out the clock. What an absolute troll. Inside, the old man's jaw drops. The crab is molting, a genius workaround to save its organs. His granddaughter confirms the Jasmine Lily completely hit epic tier. The city lord is blown away though. Lin Yuan just credits his rare soil for the speed boost. Then the examiner reveals the beast gifted Lin Yuan its crab stone, an item they usually defend to the death. Pure absolute gratitude earned right there. He's officially handed the silver 2-star creator badge. And the city lord, she's already raising a glass to her territory's terrifying new rising star. Meanwhile, Lin Yuan is just standing there sweating, wondering how she got wine in a government building and why she's already tipsy. Swaying slightly, she drunkenly hands over his shiny new 2-star ID card, plus keys to a literal mansion, a standard tier perk apparently. She then rambles about personal retainers, playfully slapping the examiner for never reaching this level. Coughing awkwardly, the old man has her escorted away to sleep it off, tossing Lin Yuan 2 heavy retainer tokens. Use these to recruit personal bodyguards, he explains. A hardcore tradition from the old days. And then it hits him. That mysterious shop expert. Just somebody's bodyguard. Wild. Phone in hand, our boy heads back to the Rarities Pavilion. He rolls up solo today. His sister, grinding her own intense training arc. Staff immediately try to offer him a VIP guide. But nope, he's already got an appointment. Inside drama. That same arrogant rich family from yesterday is totally harassing the cloak seller. The husband is literally puffing his chest out, flexing his 1-star creator status like it's god tier. His goon actually grabs the seller, barking at him to wait 2 hours. The bodyguard even threatens to beat the guy up for wasting their time. Absolute power trip. Bam, a hand clamps right onto the goon's wrist. Dead stop. Lin Yuan steps up cool as ice. He's waiting for me actually. The bodyguard's arrogant smirk instantly shatters. Why? He just spotted Lin Yuan's 2-star creator badge. Jaws drop. A 2-star at his age, unheard of, and our boy is loving it. That arrogant husband instantly bowing, desperately apologizing for his absolute blindness. Then his spoiled daughter whines for her consolation prize. Her dad literally drags her away. No passing, no presents. Absolutely brutal reality check. The seller finally looks at Lin Yuan. Time to prove these cocoons are the real deal. Lin Yuan just asks for a private room. Time for the truth. Inside the VIP suite, even the decorative plants are high-tier monsters. What a flex. The seller summons his own fae. Boom. A massive, absolutely terrifying source creature appears. Genius, the cat explains. It's a broodmother, a living factory for other monsters, but its core is totally shattered. It's dying, hence the absolute desperation. He tells our protagonist to touch the cocoons, to literally see the memory of where he found them. Lin Yuan touches one, instantly feels the psychic energy. A vision flashes, showing this seller casually strolling through an insanely deadly forest. Okay, so this guy is seriously overpowered. Suddenly, pure agony floods his mind. A psychic scream at maximum volume. The seller collapses, sharing every ounce of that monster's pain, totally paralyzed. Time to gamble. Lin Yuan decides to just push his power into the creature, calm it down, and hope for the best. It actually works. His aura stabilizes the massive beast. The seller, on his knees, absolutely mind-blown that this kid has the cure. Flashback time. He remembers the diagnosis: only a perfectly pure, element-free aura could ever fix a shattered core like this, which meant begging god-tier masters for a miracle he couldn't afford. But now, looking at Lin Yuan, he realizes this kid actually possesses that impossible legendary energy. With his partner finally stable, the seller stands up. He's about to make a completely insane proposal. The mask comes off. It's Liu Jie, a B-rank combat professional way above what our protagonist was expecting. We're talking top 100 globally, the legendary Heart of the Swarm. And then he drops to one knee, offering his life as Lin Yuan's personal bodyguard. He actually swears a blood oath, asking heaven and earth to destroy him if he betrays this kid. Talk about absolute drama. Before Lin Yuan can even blink, Lu Ji starts casting a hardcore binding rune. Magic flares up, the contract seals before our boy can even yell stop. Lu Jie just smirks. Too late now. The master-servant bond is permanently locked. Panic mode activated. Lin Yuan realizes this oath is terrifyingly real. Break it. And Liu Jie's soul is literally shattered. Lu Jie explains he needs his monster healed and his life is all he has left to give. He flat out refuses charity. His warrior pride demands an equal trade. Lin Yuan is just stunned. Is it really worth it? Lin Yuan asks. Betting your entire existence on some random kid. But Lu Ji just remembers the absolute despair. The top experts rejecting him, being told that a pure aura was nothing but a stupid fairy tale. One grandmaster even told him to just trash the beast and start over. Eyes burning with conviction, Liu Jie nods. It is. He grabs Lin Yuan's hands, swearing to be his absolute sword and shield. Our boy, just a blushing, flustered mess. Outside, the staff are whispering, pegging Lin Yuan as some rich kid and this legendary fighter as his pathetic charity case. Somebody even gossips he's just a fallen noble kept around for pity points. Absolutely brutal. Mask back on Lu Ji escorts him out. Right this way, young master. Lin Yuan is dying of awkwardness. Lin Yuan mutters he would have helped for free, but his new bodyguard isn't laughing. Walking home, he begs Lu Ji to drop the young master title. He instantly agrees. Whatever you say, young master. Then Lu Ji literally hands him the bill for those cocoons. Business is business, even for blood-sworn bodyguards. Genius, the cat just sighs. Tells him to forget the cash and focus on their huge victory today. So Lin Yuan kicks open his shop doors, announcing his epic return, but instantly his little bird monster flies at his face, absolutely screaming in pure panic. Redthorn is out back. He needs to look right now. He rushes out only to find his cute little plant, evolved into a massive, terrifying monster with way too many teeth. Whoosh! A massive spiked tendril whips right at his face. Genius screams a warning, but Lin Yuan just pats it, casually. Oh, Redthorn is just feeling clingy today. Yeah, sure buddy. So he's literally standing on this thing's head as it coils right around him. And genius, the cat points out the obvious, it completely looks like it's trying to eat our boy. Then his little bird Fei announces a delivery. But Lin Yuan, he didn't order a thing. Turns out it's a promotion gift from Sister Zen. 3 practically dead fees. Wow, so incredibly thoughtful. But hey, his brand new 2-star status is finally linked to his online shop. Talk about super convenient. First out of the box, a Bladehorn Swift Antelope. This poor beast is literally on its deathbed, sold off at a massive discount. Its insides are completely scrambled. To even keep it breathing, he has to bust out that super rare Elysian soil. His little bird, Sound, is buzzing with hype, begging him to check the other mystery boxes. He pops the next one open. Inside, what looks like a literal piece of firewood. The attached note claims it's a damaged gold tier plant, but Genius takes one look and confirms the harsh truth. It's basically just charcoal. Wait, Genius corrects himself. It's an osmanthus tree, and miraculously, there's still a tiny spark of life left. Lin Yuan leans in, and his jaw practically hits the floor in full cartoon shock. A quick system scan reveals the crazy truth. This is a ridiculously rare Cinnabar Scarlet Osmanthus, and its skills absolutely flawless. Our boy is practically drooling. Why? Because this thing is a legendary anti-curse plant, an absolute game changer. Now for the last box. A total freebie simply because the original sellers couldn't even figure out what the heck they were looking at. He peeks inside. Immediately, his eyes light up. Jackpot. It's another insanely rare material, literally just one tiny step away from hitting platinum tier. Meanwhile, the woman who sent these gifts gets called out for shipping literal leftovers. But she's playing 4D chess. Her phone dings. She smirks. Her target has officially arrived. Now sitting face to face, she pours Lin Yuan some high-end tea. With a sly smile, she asks if he enjoyed his near-dead presence. But our boy isn't playing games. He cuts straight to the chase. What does she actually want from him? And there it is, the real motive. She wants a direct supply line for his ultra-rare fees. Lin Yuan just shrugs and casually agrees to the deal, leaving her absolutely speechless. He quickly lays out his monthly supply limits. He even frames the whole thing as a favor just to make sure she doesn't take a loss. Seriously, what a guy. Sister Zen is beyond ecstatic. She immediately offers to pay premium prices, knowing this massive deal could finally push her shop rating to the next level. Then our boy sweetens the pot for next month. He's always one step ahead, already plotting. Hearing the sheer volume of rare goods he's promising to deliver, she completely loses her mind. Her assistant literally has to catch her from falling over. It hits her, the creator backing this kid has to be a 4-star legend. Absolute god-tier status. Cut to 3 days later. Lin Yuan is completely wiped out. He just finished setting up a massive spirit stone array for his main Fae Mobius. Good news though, that near-dead antelope is finally stable, happily munching on some greens. Lin Yuan channels his pure aura directly into it, perfectly healing its core foundation from the inside out. Prep work done. He gets this sharp glint in his eye. It's time for the main event. Boom, the Fae triggers an evolution transforming into a gold-tier Windrush Swift Antelope. Its powerful new stats and insane skills immediately pop up. He's honestly impressed. Sister Zen managed to track down the rare materials for this specific evolution path. It just turned this beast into a brutal area of effect attacker. And the best part, that evolution energy feedback hits Lin Yuan, pushing him straight to C rank. Talk about a massive leap in personal power. He tosses the newly evolved beast a special plant as a reward, telling it to chill out. One huge success down. Now he's completely confident he can revive that legendary Osmanthus tree next. But suddenly, a massive anime sweat drop appears on his head. There's one tiny, awkward complication in his new domestic setup. That complication, his new retainer, Lu Jie. The guy is currently grooming a Fae with the extreme terrifying intensity of a 5-star professional butler. It's honestly way too much. Lu Jie bows and hits him with the young master greeting. Lin Yuan. He literally dies a little inside from the sheer cringe. It gets worse. Lu Jie formally compliments Genius on its discipline. While the cat is literally using the litter box, Genius is utterly hilariously speechless. Then the Ultra Butler points out that Redthorn, the little plant Fae, is acting out. And honestly, it looks ready to commit several violent felonies. Suddenly, Lu Jie whips out a literal business chart, telling his new boss it's time to drastically scale up the whole operation. This guy stands absolutely firm on his principles, which apparently include aggressive corporate strategy. Exhausted Lin Yuan just tells him to summon the Broodmother so they can finally get to work. Then our boy decides to poke the bear. He casually asks if Lu Jie is still salty about getting kicked off the pro player rankings. And yeah, his dark expression says it all. He's incredibly salty. So Lin Yuan drops a quick pep talk, which basically amounts to just get good again. Wow, so supportive. With the awkwardness out of the way, Lin Yuan places his hand directly on the Fae essence. Time to work some healing magic. Pure blinding energy floods straight into the Broodmother's shattered core, seamlessly knitting those deep cracks back together. The prognosis, 2 or 3 months, and this beast will be absolutely good as new. Overcome with emotion, Lu Jie instantly starts swearing another intense life-or-death loyalty oath. But Lin Yuan immediately cuts him off. Nope, no more cringe oaths. Instead, he pivots straight to his massive expansion plans for the royal capital. He's getting totally hyped about dominating the big city until Lu Jie completely kills the vibe by bringing up the nightmare of capital housing prices. Gotta be practical, right? The goal, secure a prime shop right in the royal capital. He assigns the scouting mission to his intense new butler, and Lu Jie marches out immediately to get it done. All his little fees are buzzing with excitement, absolutely ready to take on a much bigger world. Just then, Lin Yuan's phone rings. Unknown number. He answers, hoping for another massive sale. Instead, the voice on the line, someone named Ling Xiao, tells him to pack his bags for a long trip. Someone powerful is already on their way to pick him up. The woman hangs up the phone, absolutely stunned. The legendary Moon Empress, sending a personal escort wild. Turns out, an elder completely changed the exam rules to force the Empress into making a move. And Ling Xiaoxie immediately volunteers to personally escort Lin Yuan up Moonvale Mountain. Cut to the Royal Capital Creator Guild. Some arrogant new hotshot just unlocked a massive, flashy title. Meet Cheng Rui. This guy is fully convinced his shiny new rank guarantees him the spot as the Empress's disciple. Talk about an ego. He is already plotting with an elder, completely certain they cannot turn away a titled prodigy. We will see about that. Yep, 2-star creator Cheng Rui, the guy with the most punchable face ever. Meanwhile, back home, Lin Yuan's Faes are throwing a massive tantrum about staying behind. So, they deploy the ultimate weapon. A perfectly synchronized puppy dog eyes attack. Devastating. It is super effective. Our boy folds instantly, realizing taking them is way safer than letting them destroy the house. Tucked inside his spirit space, these Faes are living their best lives. Genius the cat, already claiming a brand new favorite tree. The cat is also inspecting the broodmother and a glowing cocoon that is ready to pop. Lin Yuan already picked a name for the incoming butterfly, which leaves Sound totally confused. He explains this is step 1 of a genius master plan. Building an absolute fortress-level defense system for his little bird. Suddenly his ride pulls up, the attendant bows and calls him Lord. Lin Yuan's brain completely short-circuits. Recognizing the insane, he steps out and drops his jaw. Not just a car, an entire VIP entourage is waiting for him. The head escort rocking shades summons this absolute beast of a winged fae. Time to fly, Lin Yuan awkwardly asks if they should greet the local governor first. Just basic manners, right? The escort just laughs it off. Basically says Lin Yuan outranks the governor anyway. Our humble hero is completely baffled by this insane power trip, and just like that, they take off, tearing across the sky on a legendary VIP beast. Next stop, the royal capital, the absolute biggest metropolis in the entire Federation. Waiting there is the mythical Moon Empress herself, chilling gracefully beside a lotus pond. Her envoy Kang Yu steps up. He politely congratulates the Empress on her incredibly rare lotus finally evolving. She casually mentions the new skill is purely offensive, not healing. But hey, an upgrade is an upgrade. Then she gets the big news. The brutal new exam system. It actually found a flawless candidate. One envoy confirms this kid literally crushed an impossible custom-made test. Oh, now she is interested. A perfect score at barely 18 years old. That is straight-up monster-level talent. The envoys are absolutely hyping him up, promising to bring him in right away. The absolute best part, a spotless background. Zero annoying aristocratic family politics to untangle. But wait, here comes the catch. The Creator Guild is aggressively shoving their own hand-picked prodigy into the mix. The Empress instantly raises an eyebrow. This rival already holds an exclusive flashy title, Suspicious. Yep, it is Cheng Rui, the two-star so-called prodigy whose title was basically handed out by guild executives. It sounds ridiculously pompous, and honestly, the envoys are not buying the fake hype. The Empress sees right through the politics. Still, she admits the guild is throwing massive amounts of resources into backing this kid. Kang Yu just rolls his eyes. It is clearly another desperate attempt to blind her with shiny, useless credentials. Playing the diplomatic game, the Empress agrees to grant him an audience. Might as well just get it over with. To make things even crazier, there is a third competitor, a university elite ranked in the top 100. The Empress smirks. Bring them all. She wants to see exactly what this new generation is capable of. When they ask if she is secretly picking favorites, she plays it super cool. Claims she needs to properly test everyone first. Her envoys, yeah, they do not buy that for a second. But she casually tells them to freeze all the exam preparations. Why? Because she is going gift hunting for her new disciple. Oh yeah, she made her choice a long time ago. Cut back to Redbud City. A mysterious figure shows up to meet Lin Yuan, knowing full well something massive is about to happen. That phone contact Ling Xiao drops the bomb. They are flying to the royal capital right now. She sharply claps her hands, instantly signaling her staff to get our boy completely prepped. Suddenly, tailors are measuring him for a high-end suit. He stands there utterly confused by this intense VIP treatment. Then his brain finally clicks. The royal capital, that has to mean one of the Federation's top 3 supreme legends. And then Ling Xiao casually drops the ultimate bombshell. The 5-star Moon Empress requested him personally. Cue Lin Yuan's absolute internal meltdown. She just hits him with this perfectly smug little smile. No way is she leaking any more top-secret intel right now. On the inside, Lin Yuan is screaming like a massive fanboy. Meanwhile, she is quietly calculating his massive upcoming opportunity. Over at the Royal Academy, another fierce competitor is prepping for this exact showdown. His mentor strictly warns him, do not burn out before facing the Empress. But this dude, radiating absolute try-hard energy, he confidently claims he is already in absolute peak condition. Yeah, we will see about that. Cut back to Lin Yuan, who is already whining about his expensive new clothes. Apparently attending a grand feast in a custom-tailored suit is just way too suffocating for our humble protagonist. Ling Xiao totally shuts that down. She orders him to look sharp. He is about to meet the absolute strongest woman in the Federation. The epic makeover finishes. She turns to him, eyes sharp. Time to go make some actual history. An actual Azure Jade Pegasus appears. Lin Yuan, his brain absolutely stops working. Seeing a literal fantasy tier mount up close is just wild. He literally asks, are we taking a horse? But she shuts that down fast. It is the absolute quickest and safest way to travel far. As they lift off, boom, turns out she is a city lord getting a massive formal send-off. Cruising through the clouds, our guy is completely mind-blown. He casually asks, how long is this trip? She tells him just over 1 day, which is basically a tiny hop when crossing the entire massive Federation map. Lin Yuan is just stuck there, unable to process how insanely far away the royal capital actually is. So he asks a perfectly logical question. Why not just take a straight shortcut right over the open ocean? Ling Xiao shuts that down instantly. That is literally rule number 1 of flying beasts. And to prove her point, she yanks their Pegasus directly over the deadly coastline. Suddenly, the water beneath them absolutely explodes. A massive pod of colossal black whales breaches literally a moving, terrifying wall of certain death. She drops the truth. The ocean is a complete no-fly zone. One random water jet hits you, and poof, you are instantly gone. Ever the crazy innovator, our boy asks about flying way out into the deep sea instead. But she looks at him like he is crazy. That is an even worse idea. That is where mythic tier beasts live. His brain instantly pictures some massive deep-sea leviathan. Yep, he is officially terrified now. Then she drops a massive lore bomb. Mythic tier beasts, they are basically living gods completely fused with the world itself. That completely shatters his entire worldview. He just realized Fantasy Tier is definitely not the final boss after all. It all makes sense now. Even the most ridiculously overpowered beasts avoid the deep ocean. Impressed by his sharp brain, Ling Xiao drops a hint, becoming the disciple of the Moon Empress. That puts him on that exact same mythic path. She is a living legend. Swearing him to absolute secrecy, she totally quizzes him on Fantasy Tier power levels. He wisely begs for a lesson. Cue the cute chibi lecture about the 5 molts. And get this, their epic ride is only level 1. Absolute massive flex right there. As they cruise along, she hits him with facts. Even as a creator class, you absolutely have to know how to fight. She drops some heavy pro tips about building a solid foundation. And our guy, total confidence, he knows he can pull it off. Ling Xiao gives that classic senior look. It is all about perception, 0 shortcuts allowed. Then Lin Yuan casually summons a will rune and her brain just absolutely short circuits. She is fully panicking inside. She realizes this kid is an absolute monster genius, the kind that makes everyone else want to punch him. But here is the crazy part. He actually has more than one. If she knew that, she would totally kick him right off this Pegasus. She explains the actual mechanics. A will rune is a massive stepping stone to hitting that 3rd Fantasy Tier molt. Then comes the brutal truth. Evolve a beast from gold tier to legend quality, or you are literally hard stuck forever. So our boy casually asks about starting down at bronze tier. A plan so absolutely unhinged, her brain literally cannot compute it. Just a quick reminder here. Even the absolute top tier dogs in the Federation sweat blood to get a single will rune. That is when it clicks. His personal method. It is a literal cheat code for this entire magic system. Approaching the city, Ling Xiao finally calls an end to their flight. Lin Yuan is just absorbing the view, completely hyped and ready to make his grand entrance right into the royal capital. Their destination, the legendary Moon Hall. And yes, it is exactly as ridiculously over-the-top fancy as it sounds. But guess who is already chilling here? Long Tao. Ranked number 3 in the whole Federation, desperately trying to look cool. His sidekick is super confused. Why is a massive top ranker hanging around here instead of crushing some high-stakes mission? Enter Purple Hair Guy. He immediately glares at Long Tao, sizing him up as the main rival for that disciple spot. But Long Tao not doing fake smiles today. He just tells him to cut the crap. So Purple Hair instantly starts whining to a guild elder, crying about not getting a super fancy title like Cheng Rui got. The elder completely destroys him. He basically says Cheng Rui actually has the raw talent to back up his shiny title. Then Long Tao casually drops a nuke. He just cleared his 3-star creator exam. Is that good enough for a title? Purple Hair immediately spirals into an absolute full-on jealous rage. Another elder has to jump in to play peacekeeper, reminding Long Tao to show some respect even if his grandpa is literally the guild vice president. Long Tao is just glowing with pure smug energy. He swears he will earn his title at 4 stars, no cheap handouts accepted. Purple Hair is literally shaking with anger, vowing to completely crush anyone who dares block his path to the Moon Empress. Meanwhile, a whispering elder admits the truth. The Creator Guild completely overplayed their hand, they totally backed the wrong horse. Then a second elder spills the tea. Long Tao is a 3-star creator from their specific branch, absolutely massive, brand new information. The first elder just scoffs hard, calling him out for trying to claim a top-tier talent on a sheer technicality. While the old guys argue, Purple Hair tries throwing some shade, but Long Tao, his comeback, is absolutely ice cold. Then Long Tao whips out his phone. He literally roasts the guy using a photo of his own incredibly cringe interview. A truly savage, brutal move. Purple Hair is absolutely fuming. He snaps, yelling that Long Tao just crossed a massive line. He actually grabs Long Tao, crying about their age gap, and immediately gets slammed as a total hypocrite. Then Long Tao mocks him, asking if he is about to start some cheesy underdog revenge speech. Absolutely brutal. The guy just stands there frozen, completely and utterly destroyed by words. But then a mysterious voice slices right through the tension. She announces she is here on official orders from the Moon Empress. Boom. A woman just phases into existence. A king-tier expert and her aura, it literally fills the entire room. This is Envoy Xuan Yue. She steps up, telling the group they are just waiting on one final arrival to kick things off. She shoots Long Tao this perfectly polite yet totally terrifying smile. Then she casually drops some cryptic wisdom about patience. Honestly, it is like she reads his mind. Long Tao flinches. You can literally see the realization hit him. This envoy is hiding some serious power. Right on cue, she glances up at the sky. The final VIP, finally here. Dropping in from above it is Ling Xiao and our boy Lin Yuan. They casually apologize for the holdup from Redbud. The rich kids immediately label him as useless background trash. Big mistake, they have zero clue he is the actual protagonist. Meanwhile, Lin Yuan is full-on sightseeing, completely mesmerized by all these high-tier beast summons. Purple Hair scoffs instantly. He openly mocks our guy, calling him a pathetic country bumpkin who got lucky passing the test. Long Tao mercilessly twists the knife here. He points out this bumpkin is actually younger than him, making Purple Hair even more furious. Anyway, their escort Xuan Yu wraps up her part. She smoothly hands the group over to another elite envoy, Kang Yu. Activating his system vision, Lin Yuan spots something insane. Those decorative trees, they are actually god-tier, absolutely priceless spiritual artifacts. Kang Yue notices his shock and looks impressed. She even promises him a taste of their ultra-rare honey later. He confirms these things are actual legend rank, just a casual, ridiculous flex of the Moon Empress and her unlimited wealth. Xuan Yue jokes about him giving away her secrets, which cuts the tension for exactly 1 second. But playtime is over. She stares down the 3 candidates, says she is on a tight schedule, and officially starts the trial. The rules sound way too easy. Just follow her, grab the treasure sitting on the platform, and win. Yeah, right. Bang. Those 2 arrogant rivals instantly blast forward. Just absolute blurs of speed, desperate to snatch that grand prize first. Ling Xiao just watches from the sidelines. He knows the truth, this is a textbook trap to spark infighting. But wait, Lin Yuan is already standing right on the platform. He is literally watching them struggle like they are crawling in slow motion. Long Tao lunges for a shiny gold box. He is completely mind-blown by our guy and his teleport speed, but stays locked on the prize. Purple Hair is right on his heels, foaming at the mouth and ready to brawl. They are literally fighting like dogs over these flashy decoy chests, completely failing the actual assignment. Long Tao snatches one up, but the other dude tackles him. He is screaming that the victory belongs to him alone. Long Tao completely shuts him out. In your dreams, loser. Because in this world, you definitely do not share the loot. Cue the plot twist. Kang Yu suddenly steps out holding an identical gold box. The entire race, a total sham. Meanwhile, Lin Yuan is chilling next to this plain, boring box. He just rolls his eyes at their pathetic playground scrap. Our boy casually taps the boring gray box, the real jackpot. Kang Yue watches this and is honestly blown away by his baseline stats, especially that godly movement speed. Long Tao finally stops wrestling and blinks. He looks down at his empty hands. Wait, where the hell is the treasure? Flashing a super smug grin, Kang Yue drops the hammer. Those shiny gold chests, traps designed for greedy idiots. Want to actually claim one, you gotta survive a brutal secondary tournament first. Lin Yuan does not even flinch. He basically shrugs and says he is down for whatever. Xuan Yue steps in with the facts. The gold ones triggered pure combat exams, which those 2 fools just completely failed. Then her twin sister explains the rules. The gray ones, those are advanced creator trials, and apparently our guy got super lucky and picked the lowest difficulty option. This so-called weak attendant reveals the true challenge. It is a pure spiritual pressure clash, an aura endurance battle just to unlock the lid. So Lin Yuan channels his spiritual energy, bracing for a massive clash of wills. Off to the side, Long Tao literally laughs, fully believing a simple servant stands 0 chance against a C-rank elite. Fast forward 30 minutes. Purple Hair, he is having an absolute screaming meltdown. An elder starts panicking about their luxury pavilion getting wrecked in the crossfire. But another guard just yawns and manifests a legendary spirit flame. They literally do not care. Why? Because the entire structure is protected by a diamond-tier beast skill. Just another casual, absolutely insane wealth flex. The old man shifts gears, now stressing about the attendant dying. But they quickly shut him up. The Moon Empress personally designed this gauntlet. Sweating bullets, Lin Yuan realizes this weak servant is actually a hidden boss. But suddenly, he spots a tiny flaw in her defense. Buzz, he pushes in and instantly gets electrocuted. A harsh, painful reality check. The girl just flashes this perfectly calm smile, warning him to focus on his own survival. Panic starts setting in. His spiritual pool is emptying like a broken sink, and he has not pushed her back a single inch. The attendant then nods at Long Tao. Time for his exam. He instantly summons his absolute unit of a shark spirit ready to cause some destruction. A genuine platinum-tier dragon shark, and boom, it instantly rockets forward for a lethal sneak attack. But she just calmly strums her instrument. Boom, a massive wall of green energy rises to block it. Lin Yuan is absolutely speechless. Get this, these mere tea attendants, way stronger than the city lord who brought him here. Her green energy literally shreds that shark attack into nothing. Long Tao swallows his pride. Just one casual counter and he realizes, yeah, he totally underestimated her. She just flashes this completely smug smile, basically saying, try harder, kid. So he snaps. He goes all out, making his summoned beast erupt with a colossal wave of energy. A massive tidal wave wraps around him. And of course he boasts about finally getting a real fight. Meanwhile, his purple-haired rival is just staring. Why? Because it is suddenly raining inside the hall. Kanyu casually pops up a shield. He explains the rain is actually Long Tao's domain, an absolute top-tier flex of power. Looking incredibly cocky, Long Tao dares her to break his signature cold sea zone. Then he drops a second platinum-tier beast on the field. Lin Yuan's jaw literally hits the floor. But the attendant, she just smirks, claiming she is about to get completely serious too. one single pluck of her strings. And bam, a gigantic spirit beast explodes straight out of her aura. The rival is mind-blown. The domain shatters instantly, while Long Tao scrambles to control two beasts. Meanwhile, she is chilling on a pillar, totally calling him out for hiding his secret weapon inside that attack. Long Tao, not even slightly rattled. He arrogantly claims if that is her best move, the prize is basically already his. Then he reveals his true trump card. A literal fantasy-grade sea dragon. We are talking a completely different universe of power. Even his own grandpa, the guild's vice president, is absolutely stunned. The kid actually kept this massive monster hidden from everyone. The purple-haired guy is having a total villain moment, realizing Long Tao is a massive threat to crush later. But the attendant calmly faces this sea dragon. She even compliments Long Tao's insane control. Her counterattack, she summons this tiny, ridiculously adorable, fluffy dream beast. One musical note later, a massive green energy blade shoots out, clashing with the dragon head-on. Long Tao stops playing games. He orders his sea dragon to unleash a truly devastating bite attack. An absolute storm of deadly water spikes crashes down from above. A catastrophic level of destruction. And her energy barrier actually starts cracking under the insane pressure. Meanwhile, the other attendant tells Lin Yuan to pay close attention. The raw shockwaves alone are mind-bending. That green shield finally gives way. It violently shatters into a million glowing pieces. Long Tao gets way too cocky. He loudly declares the match over now that her defenses are completely down. She hits him with a look that screams, "You know nothing about real power, kid." Another strum. A massive energy wave explodes outward, literally slicing the heavy rain in half. Long Tao panics. His elemental power is totally neutralized. He desperately uses his second beast to stall. He frantically orders his other dragon to reinforce the water shield. But nope. Her musical attack is just violently ripping right through all his defenses. So he panic buttons into another massive move. The legendary 8 Dragon Shadows technique. 8 ghostly dragons launch forward at once. Classic quantity over quality desperate attack. The attendant absolutely unimpressed. She literally sighs in disappointment. Next second, Long Tao is violently forced on the defensive, completely trapped as her aura surrounds him. He grinds his teeth, forced to admit she is actually strong. She just smiles back at him. Like, yeah, obviously. One watching elder is already shaking his head, convinced Long Tao is about to get wrecked. And that purple-haired rival, just smugly smiling to himself, feeling like an absolute genius for letting Long Tao take the first beating. But Long Tao's grandpa refuses to stress. His boy would not go down that fast. Super annoyed about burning a secret move, Long Tao finally locks in. He decides this mere attendant is actually worth him going all out. Wow, what a generous guy. Charging up one last time, he erupts with a gigantic pillar of blue energy. Now even his grandpa starts sweating, but the other attendant literally just tells the elder to chill. His dragon beast starts charging a completely insane water blast. Even our boy Lin Yuan is seriously impressed. Well, the attendant decides playtime is officially over. She drops her own ultimate technique, a mystical dream weave made of pure tea energy. Her tiny fluffy dream beast dives straight into the chaos. Seconds later, it explodes out as a gigantic glowing spirit beast, fully ready to brawl. Long Tao instantly feels his sea aura getting totally crushed, but his massive ego, it absolutely will not let him retreat. So he goes full anime protagonist, literally screaming his ultimate attack name out loud. His dragon fires a catastrophic energy beam straight at her towering spirit beast. And for the very first time, the attendant actually looks pressured. She urgently orders her beast to hold the line. These two god-tier attacks race toward each other. Boom, a direct hit. The impact is absolutely deafening, a gigantic explosion of pure raw power shaking everything. Grandpa instantly starts panicking again, totally convinced her beast is about to be completely obliterated. Meanwhile, the other attendant actually has to pop a giant shield just to protect everyone from the shockwave. With the absolute chaos over, Lin Yuan helps the attendant stabilize all that lingering energy. And Long Tao, completely out of gas, laughing at how he almost crippled himself for a shiny box. The attendant actually bows out gracefully, even checking on the guy who just demolished her domain. He returns the respect, straight up admitting he had to push past his limits for that win. The second the severe aura backlash hits Long Tao, Lin Yuan steps right up. Time to play the clutch healer. He just casually dumps energy into Long Tao, leaving him absolutely speechless at our boy's ridiculously bottomless mana pool. An elder instantly puts it together. Zero rejection. Wait a minute. Lin Yuan is packing a super rare universal aura. A woman in glasses catches on fast. A flawless healing skill like that, every top-tier pro would literally kill for it. Naturally, Lin Yuan brushes it off. I am really nothing special, he claims, fooling absolutely nobody. Meanwhile, Purple Hair is on the sidelines, literally seething with rage because Lin Yuan saved his biggest rival. Kanyu shoots him an ice-cold side-eye. Yeah, he heard every single word of that little villainous rant. The second attendant admits she failed her part of the test. She just got way too distracted by the fight. She praises Lin Yuan's intense focus, though he secretly knows his cat did all the work. Kanyu then announces that since Long Tao's beasts got hurt, he gets fancy honey as a consolation prize. His grandpa accepts the loot, and Long Tao humbly calls the intense match a complete draw. Suddenly, everyone is being incredibly polite. Honestly, it is a super refreshing change of pace from all the recent chaos. But wait. Just as they are about to hand Lin Yuan his prize, stop, a voice echoes out. It is Purple Hair screaming that Lin Yuan's test was just basic aura output and does not count. Kanyu hits the guy with a deadpan stare. Like, and what exactly is your brilliant suggestion? Puffing up his chest, Purple Hair proudly announces his name and title, challenging the tea attendant to a proper showdown. So the attendant, whose name literally translates to tea washing, accepts his bold challenge with a dangerous smirk. She basically dares him to prove his strongest creator title. And just like that, he suddenly gets all modest. Meanwhile, Lin Yuan is chilling in the back with literal stars in his eyes, totally ready for a free masterclass.